Oh boy, it's almost here. The State of Play advert played before the Nintendo Direct. Yeah, it did that for me as well when I was loading up the pre-stream on Nintendo's Twitch channel. So yeah, I've been seeing that advert pop up for a lot of the E3 coverage, actually. It's every time I try to load up a stream, it's like, oh, here's that advert that shows Spider-Man and a bunch of other games. So yeah, E3, Nintendo Direct, it's almost upon us. This E3 has been kind of a mixed bag. It's been kind of underwhelming for a lot of the conferences actually, so I really hope this actually saves it for me, because the rest of it has not been that good. Like, only Square Enix has been, like, amazing. And I'm trying to think, like, Microsoft was good, but without, like, they only talked about Scarlet. They didn't really show it in any capacity, and then they briefly showing Halo, but they didn't show any gameplay of Halo Infinite, so it kind of felt a bit lacking in my opinion. It was still good, there was a lot of good games there, but yeah, it could have gone that extra mile. Square Enix was fantastic, like, they did everything right as far as I can remember. They started strong, they ended strong, and they had some really great surprises in the middle. Also, fuck Ubisoft, because I can't stream on YouTube. They did this last year, hooray! Fucking Ubisoft. So, for context, I guess I'll explain it. For some reason, if you live streamed Ubisoft's YouTube conference, or whatever, E3 conference, over on YouTube, they revoke your ability to live stream on YouTube, which the exact same thing happened last year, and I made a joke about it in the middle of the E3 Ubisoft conference because I didn't think it was going to happen again, but lo and behold, it happened again. And there's only one way that I can react to that, and that's with this clip from Jim Sterling.
Oh, Ubisoft!
If there was ever a time for me to use that clip, now would be the time, so there you go. Right, so we're just over 10 minutes away from the beginning of this, so before I prep the bingo boards, I'm going to go over... I didn't have much time to think about it, but I have like predictions and hopes for the Nintendo Direct, so we're going to go over them real quick. One moment please while I get that. Right, here we go. So we're going to start with the obvious stuff, the stuff that I think is like a safe bet, and then we'll, as we go further down the list, it's going to be more wishlisty stuff, like stuff that I really want to see. There's probably a couple of things that I am not thinking at the moment that I may have forgotten, but we'll go through it as we go through it. I'm going to turn the music down a little bit, or I'll try to turn it down anyway. There we go. Just a smidge quieter. So here we go, starting with Super Mario Maker 2 information. The game's coming out later this month, so this is pretty much a for definite thing. Like, we had a direct, but I'm pretty sure there's like a couple little pieces of information I'm pretty sure they'll drop. Maybe a new skin, in which case Super Mario Bros. 2 skin would be lovely. I'm fine for anything, but if I had to pick one particular Mario theme, we've got, in terms of the legacy Mario games, we've got 1, we've got 3, we've got Worlds. I think Super Mario Bros. 2 is not outside of the realm of possibility. Especially since they have, like, ported that game to Japan as Super Mario Bros. USA. So it's not like they don't know what our Super Mario Bros. 2 is, like, they know it. So I feel like if they could make a new Mario 2 skin with like a new rule set where you can like pick up and throw vegetables and stuff, throw Birdo in there, King Wart instead of Bowser, that'd be pretty cool. I'd like that. I'd love that actually. Next up, Luigi's Mansion 3 details and release date. Apparently this game will be showing up during the Treehouse, so I'm pretty sure this is coming out this year. There was rumours that it was getting pushed back to next year. I don't think that's the case. They did say that this Direct is going to be focusing on 2019 releases, so I don't think we'll be not seeing Luigi's Mansion 3. Animal Crossing details, release date. Pretty sure this game will come out at the very end of the year, maybe like November, December-ish. I think Luigi's Mansion 3 will come out a bit earlier than that, around September I'm guessing. Astral Chain, the one big third-party game from Platinum Games. This will be coming out in August, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some more details on this. They'll probably show it off a bit as well during the Treehouse. Link's Awakening Remake info release date. This is coming out this year. They confirmed that during the February Direct. Like, this game is coming out 2019, they said, so I think we'll get a release date for this. I'm going to guess around about October for this one. It's a big game, but it's not quite big enough to be like the very last game of the year, I feel. I think Animal Crossing will be that big holiday game for them, which is kind of weird, but I think that would be what they're going to do. That's just speculation on my part, but that's purely my guess. Cadence of Hyrule. We saw this during the Nindies several months ago, and I'm pretty sure, based on all current information, not counting leaks because I don't really check leaks, I think it might be getting a shadow drop today, which means it's going to be... They talk about it, and then when they come to the release date, it'll be released today, after the Direct. So if that happens, I might actually stream it. Hence the title of the stream that says maybe potential shadow drop after the Treehouse. So who knows, maybe that will happen. Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC character, we know this is happening for sure. Sakurai confirmed it a couple days ago. But what we don't know is it going to be a shadow drop? I think it will be. I think it will be dropped like during or after the presentation. If I had to guess what character, I feel like it might be Travis Touchdown. It might be kind of wishlisty for me to think that, but there is rumours that there's a new No More Heroes game in the works, because Suda51 is kind of teasing as such on his social media account, so that would be the perfect tie-in for a new No More Heroes game. Like, just put Travis Touchdown in there as the next guest fighter. I'd absolutely love that. Game Freak RPG info. I forgot what this game was called. I think it was Lost Town or something like that. It was an RPG they teased last year that's being made by Game Freak, where you have to defend the town from monsters. I honestly don't remember the name of the game, but I think we'll get like more substantial information on that. I don't know if it's coming out this year, but at the very least I think it will get some coverage. Metroid Prime Trilogy on Switch. Now this is getting more wishlisty, like this is more what I really want to see. I think now would be the perfect time to get Trilogy on Switch, to be honest, because let's face it, Metroid Prime 4 is not happening for at least another 2.5 years at this point, maybe 3 years minimum. So give us the old games to like revisit. Like, I've got them on the Wii U, but I don't like booting up the Wii U anymore, so I would buy them again if they came to Switch. As much as you'd think it would be Banjo, I don't think it'd be Banjo. Yeah, it would be cool if Banjo was there, but the likelihood of that is very low, to be honest. Witcher 3, this kind of feels like the industry's worst kept secret right now, right next to Mario and Rabbids when that was rumoured for about a year. Apparently this is coming to Switch. There's been potential leaks, I think. I've heard rumours, but I haven't really been checking up on the leaks themselves. So I could see this happening. I think this would be a big thing for Switch. Not sure if I would get it personally, because I do own the PC version over on GOG. But it would be a nice get nonetheless. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would like this one. And then this is like the thing that I want the most right now, outside of Mario Maker 2, Mario 2 skin, No More Heroes 3. I think the time is now for No More Heroes to come back. We had Travis Strikes Again. It was alright. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I bought it anyway to support Suda51 in his endeavours. I do love the first two No More Heroes. And all signs seem to be pointing to a new No More Heroes, so please let there be a new No More Heroes. Please. And very last thing, collaboration with Nintendo and another big third party. We didn't see anything with Nintendo and Ubisoft this year, during the Ubisoft conference surprisingly. But I wouldn't be too surprised if Nintendo collaborates with another big third party to do like an interesting collaborative project for the Switch. Seems like Nintendo's really doing more collaborations these days. I mean, we're getting Cadence of Hyrule, and that's like a collaboration with an indie dev of all things. So yeah, that's pretty much my list. I think that's it. Yeah, that's everything. This is just a notepad, by the way. I had to type this up at the last minute just because I couldn't prepare an actual graphic for this. Right, direct begins in less than 3 minutes. Let's get the bingo board ready real quick. Bingo boards. In fact, let's switch over to the... Hang on one moment. Let's switch over to the main scene. Also, that's the wrong tab. Hang on. There we go. There's the bingo board. Nintendo. Fuck you. The literal first thing. Banjo-Kazooie and Smash. Fuck you. New IP. What the fuck? Fire Emblem. I think this one means I have to say what the fuck. So if that's like a reaction from me, then that gets marked off. Fire Emblem. Oh yeah, that's right. Fire Emblem's a thing. Indie montage. Wario Land. That would be cool. I'd love to see Wario Land make a return. Animal Crossing for Switch has good online. That'd be surprising. Mobile app, probably. Entire focus on Mario Maker 2. My stream buffers. Battle Royale. SNES Classics for Switch. Which would be nice. Free-to-play game. Trailer closes conference. Probably. They usually do a one more thing. People have been making fun of that recently with their conferences. One more thing! One more thing! Mother 3. Are we still on this? I don't think Mother 3 is going to happen ever. F-Zero. Vinny talks about Metroid for 15 minutes. Metroid Prime gameplay. Another Final Fantasy release. Vinny asks if something is a square. I don't get that. Leaks confirmed. I can't verify this one. Vinny tucks over something cool. Mario Striker's new Switch controller. So that's everything. We've got 1 minute left. Let's hide that. And let's stop the music. We are just about to begin. I am excited. Oh boy. Please don't disappoint, Nintendo. So the plan is, I'm gonna watch this. I'll watch maybe about the first hour of the Treehouse, depending on what they're showing, because they usually show something, or they tend to like show something cool that we've not seen in the main presentation within the first hour or so. And if there's any cool shadow drops, like a new Smash Bros. DLC or Cadence or whatever, I might download and play it afterward. So we'll see what happens with that. 20 seconds left. Let's do this. If I had to guess, I think they would open with Mario Maker just so that they could show the new skin or whatever, and then they'll go into the new stuff. Just very quickly touch on Mario Maker 2, and then that's it. The rest of it will just be brand new stuff. Right, here we go. Let's do this. I wonder if Doug Bowser will be presenting this direct. He did show up during the Smash Bros. Tournament thing to present the trophies or medals. Starting off with the trailer, what we got? Oh, it's a Smash Bros. Thing? DLC for more story? Or is it just DLC for the character? Let me know if the audio is okay between my voice and this. I'm not sure if this is meant to be a story expansion cinematic, or if this is like leading into the character reveal. Link fighting the Darkoness. Who is this? Oh shit, Dragon Quest? No. Okay. Right, that's an interesting character. That was rumoured several months ago. I don't know the name of the protagonist, but he's from Dragon Quest, that much I do know. I mean, I guess it's appropriate. We're gonna get Dragon Quest XI S on Switch soon, so that kinda works. Are we gonna get another DLC character? Oh, right, okay. Echo Fighters. Alright. Yeah, they're Echo Fighters. I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess. If you're going to make Echo Fighters, you might as well like make all the party members Echo Fighters from Dragon Quest. Oh. Right, so you have a little menu thing that you can like change your attacks with. That's cool. I'm not really big into Dragon Quest, but I did think about getting Dragon Quest XI when it first came out, but I didn't buy it. I'm kinda glad I waited because I'm gonna get it on Switch instead once that comes out. So there you go. Alright, so it's not being released today, it's coming out in a few months. Speaking of Dragon Quest, here's Dragon Quest XI's. I've heard this game is pretty good. I'm looking forward to getting this one. Apparently the Switch version will also have some features that were from the 3DS version that got scrapped. Like the 16-bit overworld mode or whatever it's called. So that's kind of neat. Yeah, this thing right here. Like, you can play it in 3D or you can play it in like a 2D traditional style like that. September 27th, well, there's your release date for that. And it's coming to Treehouse as well.
Hello everyone, I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi from Nintendo. In this Nintendo Direct for E3 2019, we'll showcase a variety of games, many of them coming soon. But before we dig into the next game, there is someone I'd like to introduce first.
Oh shit, Doug Bowser.
What? What are you doing here?
Wait a minute. There's been a bit of a mix-up. You're not the right Bowser. Sorry, but I'm the right Bowser for this presentation.
What the fuck? Oh, I said what the fuck, okay. That's one for the bingo board.
Not this way.
No, this way.
Bye-bye.
Poor Bowser.
Maybe next time.
Are you related?
No, but we get that a lot.
That was pretty cool.
Well, let's get back to it. Please, take it away.
Hi everyone, I'm Doug Bowser from Nintendo of America, and I'm thrilled to join you for today's Nintendo Direct. This is our chance to show the world we have games for every type of player on Nintendo Switch. Whether you love action, RPGs, or you're just looking for something new, we've got you covered.
Okay, so let's get a look at one of those games by taking a tour of Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh, here we go.
Hello?
Hello?
Luigi's invited to a gorgeous hotel with Mario, Peach, and the others. Oh, lucky him. Luigi's Mansion 3. This hotel is much more than meets the eye, for not long after Luigi arrives, things take a dark turn. We begin our tour by taking in some sights and sounds. You may never leave. You want to leave. The other guests certainly don't plan to move on. They're ghosts after all, and they're rather aggressive. Simply scare them with the strobe bulb, then suck them up. Luigi's new Poltergust G00 has the powerful suction capabilities required, and other new features as well. First, the slam. While trapping a ghost, slam it on the ground to inflict some damage. It helps to get other ghosts in on the action. Next, the suction shot. Fine with the plunger to attach it to something, then pull the string and you can destroy furniture and more. It's effective against certain ghost types too.
That's pretty cool. There's some good stuff.
Ghosts may feel inclined to gang up on you. In such situations, a burst should do. The powerful air pressure released will blow away ghosts, and it's perfect for when you need a little air. We simply can't overlook the latest invention from Professor Egad, namely Gooigi. Change between Luigi and Gooigi to use both their skills. Gooigi can do everything from slipping through metal fences to walking on spikes. Indeed, there are obstacles too great for Luigi to handle on his own.
That'll be good for puzzle solving.
Controller to a friend, he makes for a great co-op partner. But proceed with caution. Gooigi and water definitely don't mix. Now please direct your attention to the Scare Scraper. Spooky? Sure.
Multiplayer mode confirmed.
It also houses up to 8 players for local or online co-op gameplay. Defeat all ghosts before time runs out. Seek and find our dear misplaced toads. And face any challenges the tower throws at you. Together.
I never played the multiplayer mode from Dark Moon, personally. I didn't play that much of that game, to be honest.
What a place to wake up in. A haunted hotel with floor after floor of oddities. Many traps and mischievous ghosts lurk within.
This game looks really good.
Our missing Mario and friends, and his dear brother Luigi. Their fate rests in your hands. Luigi's Mansion 3.
No release date, but it's coming out this year at least. So that's cool. So probably toward the end of the year, maybe like October, November.
So that was Luigi's Mansion 3, the latest game in a series that I personally love. And we can look forward to seeing some of the new gameplay elements that await in this strange hotel as we dive deeper into this title on Nintendo Treehouse, live at E3 2019. We'll be streaming content, some you've never seen before, right from the show floor, including live gameplay of Super Mario Maker 2. And on day 3, our Treehouse staff will get their hands on some promising indie games that are new to Nintendo Switch. While you watch today's Nintendo Direct, keep an eye out for this icon to learn what other games will appear on Nintendo Treehouse, live at E3 2019. You won't want to miss it. Or this. Have a look.
Netflix?
Ogre slept too long. Far too long.
What is this?
Sing me your story. What has become of... Oh! Thra! No! What have they done?
Wait, Zelda?
Sun checked for an age. Evil takes root.
I don't know what this is.
Spreads. But from this dark light...
Muppets?
Brighter than the 3 suns.
Wait, is that a game? Is it a show?
Heroes of Thra, strong and brave. Strength and bravery alone will not save Thra. No! Unlock your true potential. Unite as one! Only together can you defeat what is to come. Heroes of Thra. They're going to need all the help they can get.
So I'm guessing it's a game. Dark Crystal? I've never heard of that franchise. I'm guessing there's like a TV show to go with it as well for Netflix. Oh, here we go. Link's Awakening Deluxe, or Link's Awakening Remake, sorry. I still want to do like a retrospective on Link's Awakening Deluxe before this game comes out. I hope they add more content, like a couple more dungeons and whatnot. I've noticed that since they first revealed this during that direct several months ago, stealing shit, I did notice that a lot of people were mixed on the art style. I think it looks pretty damn good. I quite like this art style for this kind of game. Get a release date? I guess not. Is that the camera shot? Oh, it's Dampy. Okay, well this is new. You can create your own dungeons? Oh, that's cool. So you can somewhat create dungeons using preset tiles, I guess. And then you get rewards if you complete them. The Ballad of the Windfish. There's your release date, September. Looking forward to it. Alright, Square Enix time. Wait, is this Secret of Mana? Terranigma? Oh, okay, I've never played that. Oh, that's cool.
Set destiny in motion with the power of mana.
So it is Secret of Mana then? Oh, okay.
Trials of mana.
That's pretty cool. So that's is that a new game, I'm assuming? Oh shit! Now the original series of Mana games are coming to Switch. See, this has been in Japan for a while, like this collection of 3 games, but it hasn't been localized until now. I've never played Secret of Mana, I may actually check that out now. Oh shit! Shadow Drop! Okay, cool.
I'm looking for a woman with ashen hair. Seen her?
This is Witcher, isn't it? Yep, Witcher 3 confirmed. Again, one of the worst kept secrets of E3. Yep, complete edition. All the DLC and whatnot.
Let's all agree to meet back at the monastery exactly
Right, Fire
5 years
Emblem
from
time.
today.
Like a class reunion?
You will come, won't you?
I've never played a Fire Emblem game, so I can't
Years
really
ago.
add to this.
We fought here as classmates.
As big class reunions go, this one's gotta be the worst in history. What should we do, Teach?
Kill every last one of them!
The Switcher 3, yep.
Still, we have no choice but to eliminate those who cling to unreasonable ideas of justice.
Someone must put a stop to this cycle of the strong trampling the weak.
Did they say when this game was coming out, or do we still not have a release for it?
Consumes even the darkness itself.
Yet we have the strength to scale the walls between us, to reach out our hands in friendship so we can open our true hearts to one another. That's how we win!
My teacher.
Both sides of time are revealed to you. What shall you do?
How lovely it would be for this moment to last forever.
Oh, there you go, July. Again, I've never played Fire Emblem, I've only played like the mobile game for a little while.
Nintendo Switch is the only gaming console you can play not only on your TV at home, but anywhere you go. In fact, with a system like this, it might be fun to play Resident Evil at a location like this.
Oh? I'm not sure if this is a port or a new game.
Perfect, right?
No lights?
No lights. Hey, we're there.
Okay, let's do this.
Resident Evil.
They're just advertising Resident Evil Remake. That game's been out for a while now.
There.
Damn.
Did it just eat him? It's gonna come back. Okay. Did I get it? I got it. Oh, I knew it. Whoa.
Oh, Resident Evil 5. Alright. Not my favourite game, but okay. Oh, and Resident Evil 6. I know that one's very polarising. Okay. We're putting everything on Switch now. We're getting every Final Fantasy and we're getting every Resident Evil, it seems like.
Playing a Resident Evil game in a place like that might not be my way to play, but I bet you could find your way to play, don't you think? For now, please take a look.
Oh, is this No More Heroes? It looks like it.
4th of July? If not, is the Empire striking back or what?
I think it's No More Heroes 3.
Things are gonna get weird today. Hey, she!
What the fuck? I'm pretty sure this is what it is. Yeah, that's unmistakably Travis.
There's probably some planet-eating type dude waiting for me up ahead. All yoked and powerful and trying to take over the world or something.
Brand new No More Heroes, baby. Let's fucking go. Yes.
But don't you worry. A hero descends. What? There are no heroes in this world? Oh, but there totally are. My name is Travis Touchdown. I'm the last hero around, here to save the world. I'm also just a passing assassin. Now let's do this. Start
yes. Oh my god. Thank you, Suda51. You saved E3.
Welcome back, Travis, to the Garden of Madness.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Coming next year. Looking forward to it.
He led an elite team of Contras during the war. Hungry Beast! HB is actually a cyborg.
Alright, what is this?
This is Miss Harakiri and her alien gut bucket. They survived by merging together during the alien wars. The gentleman, the sweetest bug you'll ever meet.
You soiled my armor!
Gerard is losing his mind over Twitter from the direct. Oh look, we got this Terminator, I guess. Not really. Wait, is this a new Contra game? Oh, okay. Konami's actually making a new game for once, and it's not a gacha or a pachinko. Okay then. Speaking of Contra, there's the Contra collection. Oh, shadow drop for that. Cool. Oh, here we go, Demon X Machina. That's the other game I forgot about. I'm assuming this is coming out later this year then.
I've arrived.
Don't give up!
Begin the mission.
It's your call, rookie.
The battle's already started?
If you get in our way, we will eliminate you.
A new awakening draws nigh.
I haven't actually gotten around to playing the Machina X. What was it called? Demon X Machina demo? So I'm not entirely sure if this is my kind of thing. I've never really played like Gundam style games or like big mech games. Could be fun. Yep, September. They're just banging out with all these trailers and really good announcements right now. Is this Monster Hunter? Oh, wait a minute. What's this called again? That Sega Saturn game? Panzer Dragoon? I think that's what this is. If so, then that's a nice get for Switch. I've never played it, but I've heard it's pretty fun. Basically Star Fox, except you play as a dragon. Yep, Panzer Dragoon. That's pretty cool. Apparently the original game is like super fucking rare now because it was only on Sega Saturn. I think it was also on the original Xbox as well.
Hello, I'm Shinya Takahashi from Nintendo.
Some Pokemon.
Earlier this month, we held a Pokemon Direct for the latest games in the series, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield.
I reckon they won't spend too long on this because we just had a Direct for it.
Showcase the new Galar region, the location of your new adventure, and some new Pokemon you'll encounter there. It will be a while until these games launch, so please stay tuned.
Okay.
By the way, in these games, you can use certain functions of the Pokeball Plus accessory, allowing you to take a Pokemon from one of these games out for a stroll through the real world with you.
What about Pokemon
You may not be
Go
able to use the device as a game controller, but if you spend some quality time with a favorite Pokemon of yours, then something good might happen. In the Nintendo booth at this year's E3, fans can play Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield for the first time anywhere in the world. In this gameplay demo, you can challenge one of the gyms in the Galar region, the one and only Water Gym, where the Water-type gym leader Nessa will be there waiting for you. If you're attending this year's show, I encourage you to experience a battle between Dynamax Pokemon, which is an advanced strategy from this region. Also, immediately after this Nintendo Direct, Stay tuned for live gameplay of Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield on Nintendo Treehouse Live.
Right, so I guess I'll watch
And
a little
now
bit
I'd
of
like
that.
to shift gears. Please have a look at this.
Right, what you got next? Astral Chain, I think. Yep, this is Astral Chain.
I've been waiting for you. As you know, Earth is currently under extra-dimensional attack. Chimeras, like the ones you've just seen for the first time. At this rate, all of humankind will be pulled into the Chimera's dimension. We're facing down the end of the world. Through blood, sweat, and years of research, we finally made it. The ultimate counter-chimeric weapon. By neurologically syncing captured chimeras with human operators, we established control and made powerful allies. I'm referring, of course, to the Legions.
I'll give you some parting advice. Your power, it's not the blessing you think it is.
When a Legionis and a Legion are perfectly synchronized, it's like they're two parts of one body.
No use! The override release isn't going through!
That's impossible!
And when half of that body is about to die, the Legion's survival instincts kick in to save it.
I hope they're showing this during the Treehouse, because I want to see more of this game, like, without the cuts and stuff.
It's a long shot, but it's the only shot we have. It's all up to you, my friend.
A blessing from the Legion. Or maybe I should say, a curse.
We can't turn back now.
I've gotta know the whole truth. He's still alive out there. I know he is.
Yep, this is coming out in a few months. August, I think? Yeah. It's going to be at the Treehouse Goods. I've only played Bayonetta 1 and 2 in terms of Platinum games and a little bit of Transformers Devastation, but I do love their style of games. I'm looking forward to Astral. Romero Games, never heard of them. Fallout? I have no idea. As in John Romero? Oh, okay. Alright. That was a weird one to put in there.
Death by our hands is not an honor they have earned.
Oh, here we go. Time for Marvel Avengers thingy. Not Avengers, sorry, what's it called? Alliance? Ultimate Alliance?
Even with this stone at my command, this may not be a battle we can win.
I can't believe what's his face is still doing voice acting.
Jump in anytime now, darlings.
They will pay for what they've done. In blood. All hope is fleeting in the face of Thanos.
There's Thanos. Oh, it's not that far away. 2 months, or 1 month rather. Or the advertising and expansion pass. Meh. Oh, here we go. Cadence of Hyrule. I'm expecting this to be shadow dropped. Oh, okay, well, not exactly Shadow Drop, but it's coming out in 2 days, so I'll stream that. Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. I forgot all about this franchise, actually. I saw a soccer pitch. Does that count as Mario Strikers for the bingo boards? Yeah, forget about Skatebird. We can have Skate Yoshi now. Holy shit! Fucking Taekwondo. Just seeing Eggman running like that. What about playing esports? Is that not an Olympic sport these days? Just watching Mario and Sonic playing Smash Bros.
So, what do you think so far? Now for some follow-up information on a game that fans have been waiting for. Please take a look.
Wonder what game this is.
Your attention, please. The Nook Inc. Getaway Package charter flight will soon be
Oh,
arriving
Animal
at the
Crossing.
deserted island.
Here we go. Right, so this is definitely coming out this year, I'm pretty sure. I've never really gotten into Animal Crossing outside of the GameCube original. I tried New Leaf for a while, but I didn't stick with it. So this might be like the first Animal Crossing since the GameCube one that I'm actually going to invest a lot of time into. I'll probably stream it as well. Although I won't be streaming it every single day. I'll probably do streams of it once in a while and I'll just like play it on a daily basis. Because you know what happens if you don't play it for like over 2 days, they get on your ass about it, which is annoying. So yeah, it's pretty much Animal Crossing. I mean, what more can you say? I'm sure there's going to be some new features. I mean, laying out paths there, for example, was one of them, I guess. So yeah, I'll definitely get this when it comes out. New Horizons. Ah, fuck, not this year. Oh well, at least we're less than a year away from it. Nook phone. Yep. That's pretty much Tom Nook in a nutshell.
Originally, we announced this title as a 2019 release. However, we need to change its release date to March 20th of 2020. To ensure that the game is the best it can be, we must ask you to wait a little longer than we thought.
That's fine.
We hope you look forward to the latest installment of Animal Crossing.
A delay's always disappointing, but I understand.
On Nintendo Treehouse Live, the game's producer, Mr. Nogami, and the director, Ms. Kyogoku, will come on for a live demonstration of some early moments in the game, so please stick around until it starts. By the way, there are many different types of games coming to Nintendo Switch from Nintendo and our partners. So, we've prepared a highlight reel to show you what's in store for 2019 and beyond. Let's have a look.
I'm just glad that Luigi's Mansion 3 is still coming out this year. Oh, there we go. Spyro Reignited confirmed September. I'm gonna get that. I'll stream that. The next Hollow Knight expansion / sequel. I'm not sure if this is an expansion or whatever. Oh yeah, I heard about this. Ni no Kuni. Oh yeah, I heard that this is also coming to Switch. They announced this during the Microsoft conference. Hahaha, no. Fuck off, Bethesda. Probably get My Friend Pedro. That game looks fucking batshit insane. It's only like a week away, I think. Like a week and a half away. Oh yeah, Dead by Daylight. That's an old game. Ah, Alien Isolation. Is that the good Alien game, or is that the shit Alien game? I'm pretty sure Isolation is the good one, and Colonial Marines is the shit one. Am I right? I'll probably get Dragon Quest Builders 2 as well. There's so many good games coming out for Switch this year. It's the good one? Right, that's good. I've never seen that TV show. Am I going to get content claim? Am I going to lose the ability to stream on Twitch because Just Dance was on the screen for like 2 seconds? Oh, Super Lucky's Tale. I mean, that's a very Nintendo-ish game, so I guess that makes sense. More Microsoft collaboration with Nintendo, I guess. Of course, we've got Mario Maker 2 just a few weeks away. I'm excited. I'm going to stream that one a lot. One more thing, I guess. Oh, we're getting another Smash character. Travis? See, they start with Donkey Kong, but is it Donkey Kong? Also, what the fuck was that? I didn't pay attention to what that was going by there. Deja vu. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Banjo-Kazooie! I know where this is going, but yeah, Banjo-Kazooie, it has to be. There's no way they would fucking do that and not. The fucking bird and bear is back! I never fucking expected this to actually happen. Oh, Sakurai. Unfucking believable. Now, how about that rare replay collection for Switch? Can we have that as well, please? I hope this is a Shadow Drop DLC, because I will stream this if it is. Like, I'll stream this in like an hour or so once it gets downloaded. Oh, that looks so fucking cool. That's fucking awesome, and they got the classic design back as well. None of that fucking nuts and bolts bullshit. Amazing. Oh, because it's got honey on it, I guess. Alright, well, it's not been Shadow Drop, but you know what? That's fine, I don't care. I'm just happy that it's even happening.
That obviously wasn't Duck Hunt Silhouette, was it? Please stay tuned for more information about DLC in the future. As for Nintendo Switch, we have more games in development beyond what we've shown you today. I'm looking forward to the day we can introduce them to you. Speaking of, before we end this direct, I actually have one more thing to show you.
One more thing? One more thing.
Thank you very much for watching. Until next time.
Alright, here we go. Ori in the Blind Forest? Maybe? Zelda? Oh shit, Zelda. I'm guessing it's a story expansion for Breath of the Wild. Did this even get leaked at all, or is this a surprise? Will this be a new game? Oh. Oh shit, it's an actual sequel. I thought it was going to be like an expansion, like the last one. Nice. Of course, that's not coming out anytime soon, but good to know that there's a new game in the works using the Breath of the Wild engine. I can't wait for that, even though that's going to be like at least 2 years away, I think, but I'm fine. There's plenty of games coming out between now and then.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to E3 2019. I'm Doug Bowser from Nintendo of America, and he is Bill Trinan from Nintendo Treehouse.
Bill!
We're here at the Nintendo booth. We're going to spend a couple of minutes talking about what we just saw in that Nintendo Direct.
So, is it fair to say that that's probably my favourite thing of E3 by far? Like, of everything? Like, Square Enix was amazing, but I think that topped it for me. I mean, fucking No More Heroes 3, the thing that I wanted the most out of that, and then we got fucking Banjo-Kazooie and Smash. I mean, what fucking year is this?
Personally, I am
Brilliant.
incredibly excited that we're not getting new DLC. We are getting a full sequel, a brand new game in development for Nintendo Switch. So hopefully everyone out there is excited as well. Certainly, if you're a Zelda fan, there was a lot to like in this Nintendo Direct. A lot of other things as well. Lots of games for lots of players, from Dragon Quest XI-S.
What are you talking about?
Things like Panzer Dragoon.
I don't know. I was just saying about how.
Was there anything in the Direct that stood out to you?
I thought the entirety of E3 started 45 minutes ago. Oh yeah, well that's true. The show floor did open today.
And I look forward to being able to walk through the various levels of this spooky hotel.
So yeah, that was pretty damn good. I've got a shit memory trying to recall stuff, but let's try to remember some things. For me personally, No More Heroes 3 was like the absolute biggest thing from that to take away. I'm super happy that there's a new No More Heroes game in development. And it's coming out, when's it coming out? Next year, I think they said. So I'm super excited for that.
You know, one other thing I'm really excited about is what we got on the floor here.
So I guess we'll see gameplay of that at some point. Did they say they were going to show that during Treehouse Live? I don't remember if I saw the little logo for it.
To a Pokemon game. The booth looks fantastic. I think we're going to go ahead and give you a quick sneak peek of that. It's themed on the water gym, and what we've done is we have recreated.
So yeah, they're just going to show Pokemon in the moment, I guess.
Is going to get a chance to play Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield in the environment.
So I'm going to look back at my predictions,
and I think that's going to be really
and I'll just say which. We'll look at the bingo board in a second, but let me check my predictions real quick. Super Mario Maker 2 information only briefly got shown during that Sizzler reel of upcoming games, so technically not. Luigi's Mansion 3 details, release date, we got that. It's still not got a release date per se, but it's coming out this year at least, but we did get a lot of information for Luigi's Mansion 3. Looks great, can't wait. I think that might be the big holiday game actually, since Animal Crossing's getting pushed to 2020. So that makes sense. That'll probably be like November, December-ish. Actually, make it a December game, please. Like, as much as I want that, there's going to be a million games in November, so please make that December, Nintendo. Give me a chance to play some other games in November before I get Luigi's Mansion. Let's see, Animal Crossing. We got details, we got lots of details, and it's coming out next year. Astral Chain info, and we got a release date. Link's Awakening. No release date for Link's Awakening. Oh wait, did we? Oh yeah, September. That's when that's coming out. Cadence of Hyrule coming out 2 days, so not quite a shadow drop, but it's very soon. So June 13th, I'll probably get that and stream it. We've got 2 Smash Brothers DLCs. I guessed 1 DLC because I didn't think they would show 2.
They're super cute.
We didn't get any information on the Game Freak RPG. That one seems to have gone missing in action for the moment. I guess it needs more time in the oven for the moment before they show that. Does anyone remember what that Game Freak RPG was called? The one where you're like defending a town from monsters? Because I honestly don't remember that. No Metroid Prime Trilogy, that was kind of a pie in the sky, wishful thinking on my part. So that's kind of sad, but I was kind of expecting not to see that, to be honest. Witcher 3 Complete Edition, that was, again, that was kind of like, a lot of people sort of figured that one out. No More Heroes 3, absolutely happy. Collaboration with Nintendo and another big third party. I don't think there was any collaborations outside of like Banjo-Kazooie being in Smash. So yeah, that's pretty much my predictions and where they kind of fell within that. Now let's check the bingo boards. So here's the bingo boards. Banjo fucking Kazooie and Smash. I can't believe that actually happened. Holy fuck. I think we got a new IP in there. I'm trying to remember what it was. I said what the fuck early on. We got Fire Emblem. We didn't get an indie montage, we just got like a montage of games. Animal Crossing for Switch has good online. Well, they didn't really say, but I'm assuming yes. Mobile app. They didn't actually bring up the mobile app at all, surprisingly, when they were talking about online multiplayer for Luigi's Mansion 3. I was kind of half expecting, you can play this tower mode online with friends, just use the Nintendo Switch mobile app. Entire focus on Mario Maker 2, not of any stream buffer. Surprisingly, my stream did not buffer at all during that, so I'm very surprised by that. Battle Royale, nope, no Switch SNES games. Trailer closes conference, yep, that happened. We got a trailer for Banjo-Kazooie. Or, sorry, not Banjo-Kazooie, we got a trailer for the Breath of the Wild sequel. Let's see, Metroid Prime gameplay, nope. I'm assuming leaks were confirmed. Again, I can't really verify this because I haven't been checking the leaks, but technically Witcher 3 was a leak, if you really think about it. Like, I heard about that one, so I'm just going to mark that down. Then he talks over something. I think I talked over something at some point when they had like voice acting in it, like Astral Chain. Mario Strikers, nope. And new Switch controller, nope. So that's pretty much everything for me. Forgot to mark the free space. So I wasn't able to get any bingos throughout my E3 season bingoing, but you know what, that's fine. I think this is like the most spaces I've got in anything. Like Square Enix, I got about this much as well, just like spread out. It's a shame I had a line going there, but not quite.
In the wild area, it spans across multiple towns, so your adventure will take you back to this.
The leaks were the hero and Banjo.
And as you can see on screen here,
yeah, I had no idea. Like, I've been basically avoiding the leaks because I want to go into these things blind so that my reactions to them are more genuine. Like, you heard how excited I was when I saw Banjo-Kazooie. And I was quite happy to see No More Heroes 3 as well, of course. So here's some gameplay of the what's it called, the wilds or something, the great wilds. What did they call these sections again? Where you're like in a big open area, just like hunting for Pokemon. There's going to be like a million games coming out that I want to play in November. Like, this is coming out in November. There's going to be Shenmue 3. There's going to be... Fuck, I've got a terrible memory. I know there's like at least 2 more games of interest coming out that month, and I'm thinking, holy shit, my wallet and my time are going to be put to the ultimate test that month.
Yeah, that's great. It looks like we've got a lot of different types of Pokemon that appear out here in the wild area as well.
The Resident Evil trailer looks like they were using a new Switch controller. Was it? Oh yeah, I should check my Switch actually to see if the shadow drops appeared yet. I was actually checking in the middle of the Direct to see if they were there yet. They're not there.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of Pokemon to encounter.
Nope, the shadow drops have not arrived yet. There was a Secret of Mana collection. What else got shadow dropped today? There was like at least one other thing that I forgot. It'll probably show up within the next hour or so.
And you'll find that their Pokemon abilities are back, as well as the ability to give them items to hold. So there's definitely a lot of depth to the battle system.
So Suda51 posted on his social media account, quote, "Thanks to everyone support for TSA." Wait a minute, what's that stand for? Thanks to everyone's support, we are finally able to make the dream come true. Thank you so much. Our main hero has returned to the bloodshed world of killing. The blood-soaked world of killing. No More Heroes 3. And there's a little bit more there, but I can't open Twitter right now. I can only read like the message that he sent me. Like, he sent me the tweet that Suda51 posted.
The deep battle system that we have to, really compete with each other.
Travis strikes again. Oh, okay. Right, thanks. Doesn't the TSA also stand for the... I don't know what it actually stands for, but isn't that like the American like airport thing that's like security?
Pokemon will appear more frequently. Right now, we'll see more water-type Pokemon, and maybe if it was snowing, you would see more.
If that's the case, I fucking hate the TSA sometimes because I've been through there a few times going to the US. But that's a different topic altogether. I'm gonna go back to the eShop. I'm reloading the eShop again because I had it opened up in the middle of the direct, so I might have to like close and reopen the eShop to see if the Shadow Drop stuff has appeared yet.
So we were talking about the different encounters, but it looks like Terry can also...
Sorry if I'm not paying too much attention to what's going on right now. I'm just still getting over the fact that we got some really good shit during that direct.
ポケモンたちがしてると思うんですけど、もうちょっと教えてもらえますでしょうか。そうですね。そのポケモンは種類によって、近づいプレイヤーを見ると近づいてきたり、逆にこう逃げていったりするポケモンもいます。
PSA equals totally sucky adventure. Yeah, the Shadow Drop stuff. I know I say Shadow Drop a lot, but I don't know who coined that term, but basically that just means something that gets released immediately or like very shortly afterwards. But yeah, this stuff has not arrived yet. I'll keep an eye out to see if it arrives shortly so that we can maybe check. Was there anything worth streaming that's coming out today? I was going to check Cadence of Hyrule, but that didn't come out today, so I'll check that out in like a couple of days, maybe toward the weekends.
Terry's doing a great job of battling and capturing Pokemon here in the wild area. Just got my meta.
Oh yeah, there is something I do want to check out actually. For streaming purposes, I'm just going to check the DMs that Dee sent me because he sent me a link to something that I want to look at. Just a moment, please.
One of the towns in the game, and that should give us a good sense of this one particular part of the wild area. But clearly, there's a lot more to the wild area than even what we're showing here today.
今日お見せするのはあくまでもこの近くの町に近づく。この辺りだけをちょっと紹介するんですけども、もっともっと
Hold everything, they just caught a Metapod. Yep. I don't know if they've changed it since the original Pokemon, but I remember if you caught a Metapod within the original Pokemon, they didn't have like the tackle or anything from the previous evolution. So all they could do was like Harden or String Shot. They couldn't actually attack, they just like had to keep defending themselves. But if you have like a Caterpie, it has tackle and then you can at least get an attack once you evolve that one. I don't know if any Pokemon game since Gen 1 has actually fixed that so that you get tackle with a Metapod you catch. So yeah, the game looks pretty good. This game, I'll get this on. I'll pick this up and stream it for 9 hours. Speaking of, that's how long I streamed last night. I streamed for over 9 hours because of all the conferences yesterday. The longest stream I've done since Pokemon Moon's finale.
We had talked about how when the weather changes, that specific Pokemon like appear more often. So like right now, it's hailing. So there's.
I love how there's just like a Machamp or a Machoke. Is it a Machamp or Machoke? Machoke is like just fucking casually walking around. He's just standing there. Look at him. I love his walking animation.
Snowing right now, we might see a more ice type Pokemon appearing in the field.
And here we have Terry taunting Choke here.
Always picking my fights.
So yeah, the new Pokemon game isn't quite open world, but I do love that the catching portion of the game is more open than it has been before.
There are some rather strong Pokemon out there.
We did get a Shadow Drop last night, actually, from Square Enix. We got Last Remnant, which is a last generation RPG that was on Xbox 360 and PS3. It's only $20, which is surprising because I thought they would have maybe doubled the price of that, because some companies tend to... Looking at fucking Ubisoft, not Ubisoft, who? Capcom. Looking at Capcom with the way they've been pricing their Resident Evil ports, it's like, yeah, $30 for Resident Evil 4.
You got away.
Right, okay, I think I found what I was looking for.
That we saw in one of the Nintendo Directs was that to kind of help you navigate the wild area, we saw the return of the bicycle.
そうですね、先ほども見たんですけれども、自転車が今回復活するということで、多分喜ばれるファンもいるんじゃないでしょうか。そうですね、やっぱり自転車はファンも結構多く。
Okay, so I want to try something here for a moment.
広大なエリアを冒険することができ
You
ます。
have to bear with me while I get this to show up correctly. Now, I haven't really done this before, but I figured this would be a good time to try it. I'm going to do a tier list of the conferences.
あとは今水上にそのまま乗れたと思うんですけど。
Also, there's like a water bike there. Sorry if you want to see the gameplay of this. I'm just going to be real quick with this one. So here's the tier list of the conferences and my thoughts on each one, I guess. So we'll go from bottom and make our way up to A. So you guys can see that? Yeah, you can see that. Right, okay, so starting with F. There's an obvious pick here, where is it? Right, okay, Bethesda F. Fucking terrible conference. It was such a slog just watching that one. I was trying to remain optimistic, but looking back on it, it was a terrible conference, let's be real. It was not that good. And the fact that I'm almost certain, I'm like 99% sure that they fucking paid their employees to like cheer unrealistically loud to drown out any potential backlash or like booing or jeering that people may have had because of the Fallout 76 PR scandal. So yeah, that was a thing. Really fucking didn't like their presentation at all. It really felt lacking. I feel like at the very least they should have had maybe Elder Scrolls 6 or Starfield in there to kind of save face a little bit. But no, neither of them showed up, so it was just kind of... That was not really worth watching. I guess in some sense we'll put EA under F. I mean, they didn't have a conference this year, but I guess that's an automatic... It's kind of like if you don't do your test in a school, you get an automatic F. So yeah, they didn't show up with the conference, so automatic F. Is Sony here, so that I can do the same for them? I don't think they're here. Stadia, I'll just put that in F. I didn't watch that one. I decided not to watch the Stadia event last week. I was just I watched the first Stadia thing, and then I was like, yeah, I'm not going to bother watching that again. In terms of Bethesda's thing, the only saving grace they had for me was seeing more Doom Eternal. Like, that was the only good thing for me. And I guess seeing a bit more Wolfenstein as well, but this was stuff we already knew about. There was nothing new or exciting or really cool. So I want to be more positive about Bethesda, but after what's been happening over the last year, I think it's become quite obvious that they've been very complacent of late. Like, they've been resting on the laurels, I guess. I was going to put Ubisoft under D because there was a couple good moments in there. In fact, I think I might just keep it in D. Because it was kind of underwhelming. There was not a lot of good stuff there. Watch Dogs was like the big thing. They started off with that, and they kind of ended with a whimper. It was not really a good conference as well. Not a lot of good shit there. I was hoping to see Skull and Bones, and there was like one other game, what's it called? Beyond Good and Evil 2. Neither of those showing up, so it felt like severely lacking. And of course they fucking blocked my ability to stream on YouTube, which is why I'm kind of tempted to just put it on F. But I'll leave it on D just purely for conference sake. Let's see, what do we have next? What is this? What icon is this? Do you guys see that? No idea what this is supposed to be. PC Gamer Show, kind of thinking between C and D.
But there's some lights in the background, these red pillar of lights. Could you guys
I would put it in C because it was a decent presentation. It had some good announcements in there. But I think I'm going to bump it down to D because of the whole Shenmue 3 coming to the Epic Game Store thing. Okay, so remember when I said the Epic Game Store thing, I had picked PS4 and not Steam, so it didn't matter to me. Turns out I have a shit memory because I forgot that I did pick Steam originally. Thankfully I was able to access my Kickstarter backer survey and change that to PS4. So I'm not getting Shenmue 3 on the Epic Game Store. Fuck off, Epic. So yeah. Let's see.
Well, perhaps we should show what
That's Bethesda. Oh, okay. I mean, there's a Bethesda icon here. Why is there multiple icons? Okay, that's confusing. There's like at least 2 icons for every company.
Said max rate battle.
Right, let's see. So I'll just shove all the duplicates over here then, because we don't need to see all these extra ones. Right. Okay. Next up, Microsoft conference. I think I'll give that a solid C. Very close to a B, but there was no Halo Infinite gameplay, just like a short cinematic. But it was a pretty strong showing overall. They had a lot of good reveals in there. But remember, they also had Gears Pop, which I'm sure is the game that everybody asked for. So yeah, pretty decent showcase. I just wish they had a little bit more to push them up to a B or a potential A, but for me it's C. Devolver Digital, that's a B, I think. Either a B or an A. I would put it on B just to... I think that feels about right for me. That was technically not a proper conference, but they had some decent announcements in there, and I did like the parody Nintendo Direct format they went for this year. I feel like they always outdo themselves with like trying to subvert expectations and make it pretty interesting and entertaining.
So strategy and communication is incredibly
I've been thinking about checking that Devolver bootleg game that was like shadow dropped on Steam after that thing. Like, it's on Steam for like $5. Might be worth like one stream. Let's see what else. I don't see... Oh wait, there is Square Enix. I'll put Square Enix up on A. Extremely good conference. Surprisingly good amount of games. Started very strong with Final Fantasy VII Remake, which we now have a release date for. I loved the gameplay that they've shown off for that. It looks pretty good. And they ended with the Marvel Avengers game, which also looks really good. That's coming out next year, I think, as well. And they shadow dropped a couple things for Switch, I think, like Last Remnant was one of them. Probably a couple other things that I can't remember right now. Again, terrible memory, but I'm trying to remember everything that I saw to the best of my ability. And then Nintendo, I'll put them up there on A. So Square Enix and Nintendo stole the fucking show this year for me. I feel like after what we just saw with Nintendo, maybe I would put them a little bit higher than Square Enix, but I feel like both of them deserve to be like sharing the top spot for this year's E3. The rest of it was kind of underwhelming for the most part, like especially with Bethesda and Ubisoft, and somewhat PC gaming show, but mainly Bethesda and Ubisoft were like the ones lagging behind this year, and then EA just didn't. EA were just like, yeah, fuck it. And same for Sony. If Sony was here, I'd put an F there as well. So that's my tier list. So I hope you enjoyed that 5 minutes of absolute nonsense. I've never done a tier list before. I figured that would be a good way to start it. Maybe I'll do tier lists in the future. I know that's kind of like the hot thing right now, making tier lists for food and whatnot. So yeah, here's a little bit of max raid battles with Steelix communicating. Oh, right, it's just like getting commands from other players. I thought they were like disconnecting there for a second, that would have been funny.
It actually rotates between the players each turn, but your team can only use Dynamax once throughout the entire battle, so it's important to kind of identify what the exact right timing is to be able to
That's pretty much how you would list your tier of E3. I think most people will feel the same way, to be honest. I love that Sakurai did the exact same joke he did a year ago with the fucking banjo reveal. Could you imagine if he actually did subvert expectations? Like, people were like, oh, of course Banjo's going to be in it, even though, like, Duck Hunt Dog was, like, having a joke with them. But could you imagine if the trailer actually just did end there, and it was like, nope, no Banjo-Kazooie, sorry. I think people would fucking riot on the streets if that were to happen. But nah, you know Sakurai, he would never. Outside of Kirby and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, he would never disappoint people.
そうですね、バリアの方はそうですね。で、バリアなんですけども、まあ不思議なバリアというものがダイマックス
So, does anyone know if there's a schedule for this yet? Like, is there a schedule for the Treehouse? Because I'm not actually sure. Like, I was looking for a schedule for it before the direct, but they didn't post one. Let's see. Treehouse schedule. Maybe the. I'm pretty sure there's usually like a schedule you can watch at some point. Let's see. Treehouse is not enough. Nintendo Treehouse schedule. I'm just googling for this to see if I can find it.
See that there's a couple of different parts to the gauge, and each time you hit it with a damaging attack, at least one of those will be reduced. So even if
So I kind of want to see what's coming up next. Like, there may be a game of interest coming up next that I want to check out.
Just using a damaging attack.
Well, yes, as you can see, my Togekiss used Dazzling Gleam, which is not particularly.
I'll turn this up a little bit if you want to hear this. Like, I've been talking over it for the most part.
Yeah,
no Bayonetta 3 or Metroid. I wasn't expecting Bayonetta 3 to be honest, because Astral Chain seems to be the immediate game that's coming out very soon.
Participate and really contribute to the
I was hoping to see Metroid Prime Trilogy to fill the gap now that we know that Metroid Prime 4 is not coming out for a few years, since they have to like essentially scrap the current project and start over.
So yeah, you guys have broken down the barrier, so now you just
So it would have been great if they said, yeah, here's Metroid Prime Trilogy as an apology for that.
One thing that we haven't talked about is that storm that's kind of lurking around Steelix. Could you talk a little bit about that?
なんかちょっと怪しい雲っていうかその荒い天候というのは何でしょうか。あれはもうダイマックスしたポケモンのエネルギーがこう頭上でこう現れている状態で。That's really the kind of the energy of the Dynamax phenomenon, just kind of brewing above their head.
Yeah, I don't see a schedule for the Treehouse, at least not yet.
Looks like you're probably going to be able to defeat this one without too much trouble. この指。攻撃を集中させたりこともできます。Togekiss the center of attention. お、これで。
Trying to be the tank.
Oh, there it is.
Nicely.
You're gonna hear me typing a bit just because I'm asking someone over DM if they know where a schedule for this is.
That was actually pretty good.
今回一匹も気絶してないので、よかったです。はい。
I reckon the Dynamax thing will also play a role in the story as well.
So by catching it, can we add them to our party?
これで勝利して捕まえるチャンスがあるんですけれども、捕まえたら手持ちのポケモンとして。
I'm gonna check my Switch now to see if any of those games appeared yet. Apparently not. See, I'm reloading the page. I'm still on the eShop app, but I don't know if I need to like just straight up reload the entire application for it to show up. So I'll just reload it.
But even if you don't catch the Pokemon, there's still a variety of rewards for the players that participate to get items and such that will help be beneficial in their adventure.
Also, I like that they're holding like starter plushies. Can I have the Sobble one, please?
With their friends, but also other players from around the world.
Yes, my daughter has really gotten into Pokemon with Pokemon Let's Go, so I'm very excited to be able to do raid battles with her in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield.
そうですね。レッツゴーピカチュウ、レッツゴーイーブイで娘がすごいポケモン好きになったので、結構こう一緒にマックスレイドバトルができることを楽しみにしております。そうですね。
So I think, Masuda-san, I think there was another topic that you wanted to touch on?
Just logging back into the eShop real quick.
増田さんからお話ししたいことがあるっていうのは聞いたんですけども。はい、
そうですね。ちょっと
Oh, there we go. Secret of Mana Collection, $40. Considering that's like a game that's never been released in the West before, as well as a Game Boy game, plus the original SNES game. It's a little bit steep, like maybe $30 would have been the sweet spot, but I can see people paying $40 easily for something like this, and I might actually do that myself.
And of course it will also work with the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon
The Game Boy game is Final Fantasy Adventure. I don't know if that's any good. So yeah, you get Final Fantasy Adventure. I'm looking at it right now. You get Secret of Mana, and you get Trials of Mana, which is the unreleased sequel that came out on the SNES all those years ago in Japan.
含まれていないポケモンも、全種類をポケモンバンクから連れてくることができました。
So in previous games that worked with the Pokemon Bank service, you were able to, for example, in Sun and Moon, bring over any
So I'll think
Pokemon,
about
even if they
buying that. I
weren't
don't know
in
if I would
the
stream
Alola
it, but
Pokedex.
that's like a few good JRPGs, I guess, to like enjoy.
任天堂スイッチになってポケモン1匹ずつに対しての
Part of me
表
wants to
現
buy it
自体
like
も
soon,
非
like
常にこう
almost immediately, just to like
豊か
support
に
the idea that yes, we do want these like
But
cool,
with the transition to
otherwise
the Nintendo Switch
unlocalized
hardware,
games
with its,
localized.
It's being much more powerful, allowing us to be much more
So I know a lot of
expressive with
people
each of the
wanted that
individual
Secret of Mana
Pokemon.
game localized.
でも
I'm
う
pretty
一つ
sure
ポケ
Vinny
モ
will
ンは
stream it
今で
because
は
he loves
図鑑
Secret
番
of
号で言う
Mana.
とやっぱ
I've
800
never
を
played
超え
it
てます
myself,
And now we're well
but
over 800
probably something to look
Pokemon
at.
species in the games.
でその中で1匹ずつ大切にクオリティを上げてバトルバランスも取って限られた開発期間の中で最新作をお届けするためにどうするかっていうのは長い間議論を重ねてきました。
At Game Freak, we really spent a lot of time thinking about what the best way to move forward was, really preserving the quality of all the different Pokemon, while also, taking into account the battle balance, having so many different Pokemon available, all within, a limited development time, so we don't keep fans waiting too long for every new entry in the series.
その結果、今作から対応方針を変えることにしました。
And after a lot of discussion, we decided to come to kind of a new direction.
つまりですね、ポケモンホームとソードシールドの間を行き来できるポケモンをガラル図鑑に登場するポケモンに絞ることにしました。
And so what that means for Pokemon Sword and Shield is that players will be able to transfer their Pokemon from Pokemon Home only if they appear in the Galar region Pokedex.
図鑑の舞台に合わせて冒険の舞台に合わせてこだわって登場するポケモンを決めています。
I tend to be a bit self-conscious with making noise with my keyboard. I was just like sending some DMs to someone. I mean, I've got a mechanical keyboard which has got like dampeners and whatnot, but I still am very self-conscious about like clickety-clacketing while the microphone is on. I mean, let me just bring up the notepad. I'm just gonna like type something randomly. Tell me how loud this is, if it's any loud at all.
I know there are a lot of users of the Pokemon Bank service who are looking
Is that
for
loud
Pokemon
or
Home,
is
so I wanted to
that
let them know what
manageable?
the change would be well in advance.
But of course, as somebody who's been hunting for a lot of
So I don't want to be
shiny Pokemon
obnoxious
in
with
Pokemon
that
Let's
clickety-clackety and
Go,
whatnot.
Any of those Pokemon that do appear in Pokemon Sword and Shield, I'll still be able to transfer from Pokemon Let's Go into Pokemon Sword and Shield through Pokemon Home, correct?
I'm
gonna go check YouTube to see if my ability to live stream has been reinstated yet, because last time I checked a couple of hours ago, nope, I'm still unable to stream on YouTube. Thanks Ubisoft. Thanks.
That's right. Yeah, as long as they're in the gallery,
Pieces of shit.
you can transfer them from home.
That's great. Well,
そうです。 もちろんですね、今作のソードシールドガラル地方でもまだ見ぬ
You
新
can't
ポケ
hear
モンを
it?
含めて
Oh,
か
okay
な
then.
りのポケ
I
モン
guess the
が出てきま
dampeners
すし、
work better than I
ポケ
thought.
モンのボリューム、ゲームのボリュームとしてもかなりの満足いただけるようになっていますね。Yeah, in the Galar region, you're going to find a lot of Pokemon, including a bunch of Pokemon that no one has discovered yet. So the games are definitely chock full of content. ガラル図鑑を完成させるのも非常に大変だ
Oh
と思
yeah,
うんですけど
totally
も、
unrelated.
皆さ
I
ん
mean, it's
頑張って集
somewhat
めて
related
ほ
to
しいなと
Pokemon,
思
I
いま
guess,
す。
but I
And there will be
watched
no small feat to
this
complete the
YouTube video
Galar
last
region
night that got
Pokedex, but I do hope
recommended
the
to me.
players will give their best in
This
attempting to
guy
get to know
like
and
just
enjoy
randomly travels to Japan because of like this
I'm excited
weird
to see how the
little
story unfolds
promotional
and
deal
to
they do with like the
explore both
Detective
the region
Pikachu
and the
movie
wild
in the
area.
Pokemon Center
But is
in
there
Japan.
anything else that you want to add before we
And
say
basically,
goodbye
if you bring your
and,
ticket stub
move on?
from the cinema after watching Detective Pikachu, they give you a little commemorative Detective Pikachu sticker that's based off of a meme. It's kind of weird. I forgot the guy's name. I think it's Nick Robinson on YouTube. Like, look up Nick Robinson wrinkly Pikachu, and you'll probably find the video for it. It's about 20 minutes long. I quite enjoyed it. I watched it last night before I fell asleep. He's been doing some good videos lately. I've watched some of his stuff.
遊べるっていう仕組みはすごい皆さんにぜひ体験してもらいたいなと思ってます。
Yeah, for me, it definitely is the max raid battles we just showed off. Playing together with your friends in this kind of cooperative battle feature that we've never had in the Pokemon series before is really just a lot of fun. I hope fans of the series will look forward to being able to try that for the first time. そうですね、ワイルドエリアでいろんなプレイヤーと一緒にこう冒険したりするのってすごいやっぱり楽しくてですね、ローカル通信で友達と一緒に遊んだり、
So I can't seem to find a schedule for the Treehouse. Like, I'm pretty sure in previous years they had like an actual schedule you could follow so you could see what's coming up. But as of right now there doesn't seem to be one, so I'll stick around for a bit, see what they're going to show next, because I think we're almost done with some Pokemon.
Connect with other trainers from around the world using the connecting via the internet.
Also, I seem to be dropping a lot of frames on OBS right now, what the fuck?
Thank you all for watching. What we're going to do is, as we get ready for our next segment here on
yeah, that's the one I linked you to.
We are going to go down to our Luigi's Mansion booth and give you all
I'm pretty sure that's the link. Let me check.
People are going to experience here on the show floor. It's a very, very special booth. So take a quick look at that, and then we will come back in just a few minutes for our very next segment, which I think a lot of people...
Yeah, that's it. It's called The Hunt for Wrinkly Pikachu.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, I'm Morgan here with Audrey, and we're
in a haunted hotel.
Yeah.
Everyone stay calm.
Bill said Luigi's Mansion booth, but this is not, I mean, we're in the booth, but this is like a fully built out haunted mansion, which is sort of where the game Luigi's Mansion 3 takes place.
Yeah, I think it might actually be haunted, but let's find out and take a look at this.
Yeah, so we just wanted you guys at home to get a look at this. This is where, we've got some players in here now, but this is when the booth opens soon. Fans are going to get in here to play the game, but also be surrounded by this really cool ambiance.
Yep, we've got a spooky fish cauldron, skulls, jack-o'-lanterns.
Luigi's Mansion 3 looks pretty good. Like, it's got a lot of mechanics being added on top of the existing, like, Poltergust 3000 gameplay. Like, you can fucking grab enemies and, like, slam them into other enemies. Like, that seems like an idea that's like very cathartic in practice. It's like when you get surrounded by enemies, just like grab one and then just slam them into the other enemies, just so you can weaken all of them in one fell swoop. And then you can like grab things with like a plunger.
It's true.
Like this, it looks pretty fun.
Oh yes.
I never played much of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon or Luigi's Mansion 2 as it was called in Europe. I don't know why it was called Dark Moon in the US, but yeah, it's the same game. Luigi's Mansion 2/Dark Moon didn't really do it for me. I didn't like the format of that game. It was more like bite-sized missions rather than like a single-player adventure game. And that kind of put me off a bit. It put off a lot of people, I think. But yeah, I didn't play much of that game. I lost interest in that real quick.
There's just things in here that
So it's nice to see them going back to the standard single-player adventure format without like breaking it up into tiny bite-sized missions that you have to like keep backtracking to do. I also like the idea of like a haunted hotel this time around.
It's an abandoned lobby here in this haunted hotel. Nobody needs to worry about any of that.
Another spider come down the wall over there.
Yeah, I've got more bellmen. We've got tons of creepy fog and ghosts all over the place.
You can see over here we've got all the gameplay happening. We've got...
So even though my ability to livestream on YouTube has been temporarily revoked thanks to the Ubisoft conference, I am still able to upload stuff. So I will put my VODs up in a little while. After I'm done streaming this, I'll put up the Nintendo VOD and then I'll catch up on my other VODs that I didn't do yet.
Yeah, I think so. I'm excited to see this.
I don't have the best internet, so it takes me a while to like upload stuff.
There's so many like blackout curtains or whatever that I do not feel like I'm inside. I feel like I'm in somewhere else completely.
Absolutely.
Really,
if you're here, we encourage you to come and check this out. If not, we're gonna brave this haunted hotel for you.
I just saw 2 more ghosts run by.
Of course you did.
Somehow in midair above us.
That's right. People are going to be able to check out the game here, and of course later on Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3, we're going to get some live gameplay footage of this game as well. So please look forward to that.
Let's head back over here toward these, some of these.
Yeah, beware of ghosts again. I love those sound effects that you hear piping in all over the place. We've got coins. We've got ghoulish laughs.
Yeah, we've got some fog. There's some fog coming in too from like, I don't know where it's coming from.
We don't know where it's coming from, guys.
So let's go back over to these shapes over here.
You know what the most I think I might take a nap. Oh, that's fine. You have a nice nap then. I'll see you later.
This is like a giant...
Do you know what the most funny thing about like the whole Banjo-Kazooie thing in Smash is?
I'm sure it's delicious.
Like, I think now more than ever, Sakurai has proven that he actually fucking gets what people want. Because not only was he able to get Banjo-Kazooie in Smash, but he got back like the classic design.
It's really, really
just
cool.
A bit more refined from like the original N64 artwork.
Come to the Nintendo booth. If they come
because
in here, they're not gonna forget it.
I don't mind like a redesign
You just lose yourself
that's like
in the game. You're in the game world right now.
It changes things up a bit, but I really wasn't feeling the nuts and bolts art style that they went for with that game.
Some cool
so it's kind of cool that they've kind of effectively retconned that with this DLC
yet.
release.
I feel like he could just slide through the wall at any moment, but
that would actually be pretty terrifying.
I know.
And I do like the look of the stage as well, Spiral Mountain, which I think looks like one of those travel stages where it's like you're on a platform and it moves you around Spiral Mountain, eventually ending at the top of Gruntilda's castle. So that'll be pretty cool to see. I'm looking forward to that.
See ya.
Bye.
And I'm not sure if that Jinjo attack that you saw in the middle of the trailer, if that was a final smash or if that was like a stage hazard.
Live at E3 2019.
It might have been a final smash, possibly. I guess we'll find out when we get that.
Premiere of live gameplay for the newest title in the Animal Crossing series, Animal Crossing New Horizons. We're going to be going into further depth in some of the stuff that we saw in the Nintendo Direct, but also showing off some brand new stuff. So before we get too much further, I'm Sam. I'm here with Sam from Treehouse also. But we also have Kyogoku-san and Nogami-san from the development team to give us some development insight. Thank you so much for being here. And Noriko also will be translating.
So just to kick us off here, I think fans of the Animal Crossing series who watch the Direct right off the bat notice that this time you're sending them to a deserted island, which is quite different from the games that we previously had in the Animal Crossing series. Can you tell us a little bit about why you chose a deserted island as the setting this time?
そうですね、今回無人島という舞台にしようと思ったのは大きくは2つあります。一つは今まで動物の森シリーズっていうのはどこかの村に引っ越していって一人暮らしをしてその村の中で暮らしを楽しむっていう遊びだったんですけど、今回スイッチで新しい動物の森を体験していただくにあたって何かその流れで全く新しい体験ができないかと思いました。
So one of the reasons that we thought about having the player live on a deserted island, there's actually two main reasons. And one of the reasons being that previously in the legacy titles, we had the player come to a pre-existing village and then have them start a life there and from scratch. But we thought maybe we can give the players a new experience.
もう一つは、そうやって無人島という何もないところを一から作り上げていくっていうところで、今までだったらもう最初から村として存在していたために選択肢としてなかったその新しい選択の自由っていうところでも新しい体験をしていただけるんじゃないかと思いました。
And then another thing that we thought was by giving the players a choice, a freedom to build something there, something that they may have not been able to in previous titles, that we were able to give them that opportunity to build everything from scratch. We thought that would be a great experience.
Awesome, and I know folks have been waiting a long time to get a chance to look at this title, so why don't we hop right into the game and give folks a look?
じゃあちょっと今日は見ていただきたいと思います。
So I'm going to start off.
So I think one of the things that
I know they're about to show gameplay, but I want to show this real quick while we're
Animal Crossing has always been a series about freedom. You could choose to spend your time however you want. Fishing, collecting bugs, pulling weeds. But I think what I see here is how much that has been expanded.
And I love everything about their outfits. They're ready for island life. Tom Nook and Timmy and Tommy look so ready
Just
to go.
a moment, please.
When they're talking about E3, the line between the real life and Animal Crossing life is blurring even further.
They know we're watching.
今回タヌキチたちはタヌキ開発という新しい事業をしていまして、
Yeah, so before this starts, check this image out. I saw this on Twitter. I love it when I try to grab an image and I grab something completely different.
So Tom Nook & Co. This time around they have
that kind of sums it up.
Company called Nook Inc. And then the player is set to be relocating to the island through Nook Inc.'s Deserted Island Getaway Package. And then Timmy and Tommy also have a store in there too.
It's definitely a bold new business plan. I like it. Even when they're in a beautiful tropical setting, they're thinking about the business. And before we kick off exploring too much, can we talk a little bit about what we're seeing right here?
はい、これ最初この島に移住してまだテントを張って、ここをベースに暮らしを始めたばかりの状態になります。ちょっと中も入ってみたいと思います。
So this is where your island life starts. This is
Got one more
the
image to
tent
show
that you'll
you.
get, and then we decided to pitch it on the beach.
I'll probably be showing you images of like people reacting to this because it seems like Phil Spencer has tweeted about it.
So this is how it looks inside
So I wonder
the
if he
tent.
had a hand
and
in
then
that.
we
Maybe.
only have bare minimums that Tom Nook gave us at the moment.
I think that's key. He really did only provide you with the bare minimum here.
So yeah. Phil Spencer himself, the head of Xbox, tweeted out about it, so that's cool. I guess he might have had a little something to do with it. Maybe he was like, they had talks with him about getting that in Smash.
Furniture in half units around
yeah, pretty cool stuff.
the buildings.
で今までより自由な部屋作りを楽しんでいただけると思います。
And then so I think this will allow you to have more versatility in home decoration.
And worth mentioning here, so we're not at the very beginning of the game. It's early, but when you start, there's not even a tent there.
I've never really played not Banjo-Kazooie. I've never really played Sonic, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games for the most part, but the new one kind of looks fun. I might look into it.
And as for the furniture, I think
of course I've played Banjo-Kazooie. I've played
video,
the original two, Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie.
On the field.
I would love to see the Rare Replay collection come to Switch at the very least, but probably not going to happen.
ニューリーフの時は浜辺には公共事業をしたり家を建てたりできなかったんですけど、今回浜辺も
Also, I just noticed a pun that I didn't even notice before. Let me show you.
And then not just the furniture, but also the tent itself. You're able to.
Okay, so I guess I was just too excited to even realize the pun, but you see the pun there. They are raring to go.
動画でお見せしたDIY の要素と、今お見せしたそのフィールドに家具を置けるという要素ですね。この2つをメインにご紹介して、今このフィールドまだ無人島で何もないんですけど、ちょっとした家具を作っておいて、で今回ツリーハウスライブの記念で写真撮影をするということをやってみたいと思います。
Okay, so I didn't even notice this, but among all the announcements Nintendo made, one more bit of information came out.
And then the
Let's
other
see, let
one
me get my
is
screenshot
being able to put
on
furniture
the stream.
outside. So since we're here at
So Go
Treehouse
Nintendo
Live,
tweeted
I
this.
think I want to make
The Legend
that
of
as a
Zelda
goal
Link's
and then,
Awakening amiibo revealed, so that's like the actual amiibo for Link's Awakening. That's kind of cool. Very toy-like, which is perfect. I'll probably get that with the game. I kind of like that, actually.
So this is
I want that.
a smartphone.
In fact, you know what? Why don't we just put that in the corner for now?
From Tom Nook. And then there's a DIY recipes app. So I'm going to browse around and look for something that I want to make.
Yeah, let's put that in the corner.
DIY は道具
Just
です
as
と
a
か
little
家
reminder that
具
that's
で
a
すと
thing.
か島で取れるいろん
Let's
な
see, have I
材
missed
料を使
anything else? Has there
って
been any good
い
tweets?
ろんなバリエー
Oh
シ
yeah,
ョンのもの
Spyro
が
is coming finally.
作ることができ
Spyro
ま
has
す
been confirmed to
And
come
then
to the
these
Switch. I'll be
DIY
getting that.
recipes,
I'm so
include
glad I
everything
didn't buy
from
that on
tools to
PS4 because I want it on the
furnitures,
Switch
and you
platform.
can use a lot of the materials that you can
So
find around
looking
the
forward to
island.
that September.
ちなみに
I think
雑
that's
草
coming
と
out.
かも今無人島で草だらけなんですけど雑草を使ったDIY
They've
なんか
also
もありま
confirmed
す。
that Spyro Reignited is coming to
So
Steam in
since we
September as
came to
well.
a
So
deserted
if you're a PC
island,
gamer
there's a
and
lot
you
of leaves
fucking
growing
hate the
around on
Epic
the
Store with
island,
your
but
guts,
those things
good
can
news, you
also
don't have to
become a
pay it. You
material
don't have to get it on the Epic Store. Hooray! You can get it on Steam like
ベ
everyone
ンチを
else.
飾って座れるようにしたいなと思うんでこのログベンチを作ろうと思うんですけど木材を取る必要があるの
Let's
で
see,
ま
Crypt
ず
of the
は木材を取るた
Necrodancer,
めのこの斧を
the
作ってい
Cadence
き
of
たいと
Hyrule.
思いま
That's
す。
coming out in 2 days.
So I want to make this log bench, but in order to make the log bench, I need some hard wood. So I am going to first make this axe.
So I wonder if, as we're looking around here, could we just take a look at the up in the sky because it really is a beautiful day.
I think that's everything, at least in terms of my Twitter feed.
動物の森ってファンの皆さんご存知だと思うんですけど、現実の時間に連動していて、その時間や季節に応じてその風
Ah,
景が映り
Spawn
変わって
Wave is downloading
I
collection
think
of
a lot
mana.
of the
I'm not
Animal
surprised.
Crossing fans already know this, but the game clock is actually linked to the real time. So the seasons and the time of the day, it changes according to the clocks that you live in.
で今まで北半球の季節にしか対応していなかったんですけども、今回南半球の季節も選択できるようになりました。
And until the previous titles, we only had
Because 2 and 3 weren't on the disc. 2 and 3 what? Secret of Mana?
But from New Horizons, we have a Southern Hemisphere as well, so the users can play in the Southern Hemisphere atmosphere as well.
5 brand new amiibo have been announced this morning during the Nintendo Direct E3 presentation. Let's see what they are. So we got Link's Awakening,
so right now,
Link.
It is June,
we have a Fire Emblem. I'm not sure which Fire Emblem character that is. I can show you the image. I know who the other characters are, but I don't know who that Fire Emblem character is. It's like a generic enemy swordsman.
And you want the seasons and things, the weather to
so
kind of match more like what
we
you're
just resize that so you can see
life.
all of them at once. There's all the amiibo announced.
And we got lucky here, I think.
So we're going to see Dark
so
Samus, we're going to see Rector Belmont, and we're going to see what's his face from Pokemon Sun and Moon. What's his name again? I forgot. Fuck. My memory must be fucking failing me because I've just been forgetting a lot of stuff lately.
They're gonna let me do this for free.
Were you talking about Spyro? Oh, okay, right. Yeah, that's the thing about like stream delays. Sometimes I'll talk about a number of things and then I get a response to one particular thing and then I'm not sure what people are talking about because they could have responded to the immediate thing or the thing before it. But yeah, the Spyro thing, I'll be getting that. I don't know if I'll get it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same deal where it's like the first game's on cartridge and then the rest you have to download, which it's going to suck, but whatever. As long as I get the 3 games on Switch one way or another, I guess I'm fine with that. I'm just going to have to deal with it as a compromise. It's funny how, like, over a year ago, they accidentally leaked that there was going to be a Switch version with that, like, pre-order page where it's like, you can pre-order it on PS4, Xbox One, or Switch. And then it disappeared, and then we didn't hear anything for an entire fucking year.
Then you can clean them up and then sell it to Timmy, or you can choose to leave them as well because I mean, why not, right?
I kind of like
at least we're getting Crash Insane Racing. What you call it? What's it called? Insane.
In contrast,
Crash Racing. Crash Team Racing. I don't quite remember the name of it. I think it's something like that. I was about to say Insane Trilogy, but no, that was the platformer trilogy. I'm talking about the racing game, kart racing. No, this is pod racing. Let's see what else I can find on social media right now. So yeah, Contra Rogue Orbs, Rogue Corpse, Core, Rogue Core, not Corpse.
Basically, you'll have that freedom of whether if you want to.
That was kind of a surprising announcement. I'm assuming it's a new game from Konami that's not pachinko slot machines or gacha bullshit. And then like they also said that the Contra collection's coming out soon, which is cool. I'm still waiting for... Actually, I'm going to check my Switch now. I'm still waiting for that update for the Castlevania collection. It gives you the Famicom version of Castlevania 3. Does that even happen yet? Checking updates. You're using the latest version of the software. Yeah, you haven't updated that yet. I'll stream the rest of that Castlevania Game Boy game that I was playing at some point, and then hopefully at some point soon that update will come out.
So Nook Mile kind of works like the actual airline mileage programs. So when we moved out here on the airplane, you got miles for that. And then a lot of the activities that you do on the island, you also accumulate miles for that. We just made the Flimsy Axe, so we got miles credit for that as well. And then so there's so many ways to acquire these miles and then also use them as well.
ちなみに日本語ではタヌキマイレージですね。
It's called Tanuki mileage in Japanese.
Tanuki mileage. Yeah, sorry if it's just been me talking over most of this for the most part. I'm still like, I'm still getting over the hype that there was the Nintendo Direct.
You'll be able to exchange them for items and other activities. So it's a new way of enjoying the game.
it is really nice that it feels like you can progress doing any kind of activity that you enjoy in Animal Crossing. On top of it just being a fun way for you to relax, you're making progress in the game.
If I can actually open my mouth enough to say remember without slurring my words. Remember at the start of the E3 season when I said I'm kind of glad Nintendo was like last because save the best for last? Well, I think my thoughts were very well founded. My assumptions were very well founded. Very well placed. My faith in Nintendo was well placed for the most part because, yeah, I think we pretty much did get the best thing at last. And then before them, it was like Square Enix was great as well.
Now, even looking at the wood that you're chopping there, every time you pick something up, you're going to wonder, okay, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to make with this next?
I'm just looking over that tier list again that I made. Oh, you can actually download the image, right? Okay.
So as you can see, I can use this flimsy axe to collect hardwood, but
hang on a second.
Since we have a limited amount of time
Windows
today,
is being Windows and doing dumb shit
to collect, I think I'm going to recruit Mr. Nogami here and have him help me out.
Right on.
So yeah, just as a recap, as soon as it shows up, I can show it.
So this is
oh,
how
there
I'm going
it is.
to do this. On the Nook phone,
So here's my tier
application
list
called Call an Island.
of all the conferences.
And then when you call an item, you'll be able to call another
Stadia and
resident
EA
on the island
because
and
I
then
wasn't
play
really
together.
interested in them
So
to begin
since
with,
the has a
and
house on this island as well,
even if I did watch Stadia, it
come
probably
out
wouldn't have done
and help
much for
out.
me because I don't have the internet to sustain a service like that. So yeah, not really something for me personally. And then Bethesda as a conference was just shit, so that goes in the F. PC Gamer and Ubisoft under D. PC Gamer would have maybe been a C had it not been for the fact that Shenmue is no longer coming to Steam, despite the fact that they were marketing it as a Steam game for well over a year at this point, about 2 years now, by my count.
Something that's very new to the Animal Crossing
Maybe a little bit more than that even. Like they announced it at an E3 PlayStation conference like 2 or 3 years ago, and ever since then it's been like, oh, it's going to be a Steam game if you back it and select PC. No, you're not even going to get like a Steam key if you back the game, you're just going to get like an Epic key, so thankfully I was able to change that and get the PS4 version instead, so I'll get the PS4 version on launch. And then Xbox was kind of middle of the road, not amazing, but not terrible. It had some good stuff in there, but it could have been better. Devolver was pretty funny, so I just put it up on B just because I was thoroughly entertained with that one, as short as it was.
Looking at
And then Square Enix and Nintendo sharing top spot as the big show stealers of the year, I would say. So yeah, that's my entire list. I don't know how much more I'm going to be watching of this because I don't know if this is good streaming material, to be honest, just for me watching them play a game. I mean, it's cool to see more gameplay, but I don't know if I can commentate well over this.
For the users to have that immersive feeling when they're playing this game.
I was just kind of hoping for like a surprise announcement like fairly early on, because sometimes they do end up doing like a surprise announcement like within the first couple hours of the Treehouse. They probably have like a surprise announcement somewhere in the Treehouse at some point. I'm thinking if they show Mario Maker 2, which they will show that, I think we'll get a new gameplay style / skin, so maybe Mario 2. Like I was hoping.
So we sometimes walk.
God, how many days is it until Mario Maker 2 comes out? It's like 1, 2 weeks, and 1, 2, 3, 2 weeks and 3 days. We're less than 3 weeks away from Mario Maker 2. I can't fucking wait for that game. Super excited. So yeah, from what I've seen of this game so far, it looks like another Animal Crossing game, but it's very polished looking, which is good.
And then this is actually expressing the wind on the island. So depending on how
you can use your Mii's, I think that's a Mii character, or is that?
And the sound of the wind is really beautiful too.
I don't know, the hairstyle looks like it's one of the Mii hairstyles, but I could be wrong. Nah, it's not a Mii character. That said, you probably could play as a Mii character if you wanted to. I'm pretty sure a previous Animal Crossing has had like Mii integration.
having a single furniture is a little bit sad, so I think I'm going to make something else.
I didn't play the Animal Crossing mobile game, Pocket Camp. I skipped that. Like I said, I don't play that much mobile stuff. I only play Pokemon Go for the most part.
A campfire. Why don't we make a bonfire? Looks a little bit bigger and more fun.
ボンファイヤーは、キャンプファイヤーと木材を使って作ることができます。で、このように何か DIY で作った家具を使ってさらに作るというような DIY もあります。
So bonfire, you'll be able to make that with some wood and a campfire, which is an item. There are
one other thing to keep in mind, like say for example Metroid Prime Trilogy, maybe they didn't announce that because they might save that for a future direct, because there will be more directs coming out later this year. Like they spread it out throughout the year, so maybe there is a Metroid Prime Trilogy coming later in the year and they just want to save it for like 2 or 3 months from now. Perhaps shadow drop it after they announce it then.
There's a little flag on top of Mr.
But Nintendo tries to keep their big announcements like spread out throughout the year. Like the E3 period is like the biggest concentration of like big releases and announcements. But there's always the chance for the next direct for some stuff to happen.
I have a squid, but I always have it in my pocket.
That said, it was still like the best thing of the show for me. It was the best E3 presentation showcase overall, at least in my opinion anyway. And then Square Enix was like just ever so slightly behind them, but yeah, both of them were like fantastic this year. I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point. I can't think of much else to say.
For the first time in the Animal Crossing series, being able to play side by side at the same time with other folks who live on your island. This idea that
you've got crafting in this game.
Inventories, swap back and forth who's in charge.
I'm guessing this is something from Pocket Camp that you can like craft items. I'm not sure.
Players living on a single island, and 4 of them can play together this way just by sharing Joy-Con on a single system. So if you've got someone in your family, their thing is, I just really like collecting this material or that material. You can kind of share the load a little bit as you work on your island and then come play together. You're all enjoying the experience at the same time, and you're taking turns and trading and making these much bigger crafting projects. But on top of that, with the folks on your island, there's also local wireless and online multiplayer that we're going to be able to talk about hopefully more later on. But with that, it can be 8 people all gathering on a single player's island to have the same kind of fun activity side by side.
Yeah, the trailer in the Nintendo Direct, if you saw that scene at the very end with all the different players there, that was actually made using that feature.
じゃあちょっとボンファイアできましたんで、ちょうど写真を撮るのにいいロケーションを探しに行きます。
そうですね。私最初のこのテントの周りを豪華にしたいんで、じゃあここにぜひ。
I still can't fucking get over that Banjo-Kazooie is in Smash Brothers. Like, a lot of people were kind of hoping for that, and I was just like, nah, it will never happen. Like, I didn't even put it in my predictions because I didn't honestly think it would ever happen, even if I wanted to wish for it to happen. I thought Metroid Prime Trilogy on Switch was more likely than Banjo-Kazooie on Smash. And yet here we are. 1.5 hours later, and now we know it's happening. When did they say that was coming out? Fall 2019, sorry, not 2017. So later this year, I think. And then during the summertime, we'll get the Dragon Quest hero character, which is not the biggest thing in the world, but you know what? That's still a cool addition, I guess.
It is really incredible. It opens
no Travis touchdown, but at least we got No More Heroes 3, so I can't really complain, to be honest. I'm super excited that No More Heroes is a thing as well. Wasn't the biggest fan of Travis Strikes Again. I gave it a fair shake, but I don't regret purchasing the game because I just wanted to support Suda51 in his endeavours, and I feel like I guess you could say my investment was like, my investment was worthwhile. Because that money will be going into the development of that game. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people had the same mindset, to be honest. Well, like, it's not exactly No More Heroes 3, but I'll buy it anyway because I'm pretty sure he wants to make a new No More Heroes.
You're able to select filters or zoom in and out, and then so you'll be able to take photos that you desire, that you can decorate a little bit more and have more freedom with.
nicer way to commemorate a big project.
See, I don't remember if they actually shown the little logo that says it's going to be at the Treehouse, but Suda51 will be at E3, so I wouldn't be too surprised if they actually do have like a gameplay demo to like show, maybe like the introduction level or something. Somebody took a screenshot. Or was that the photo function that did that?
Yet, but there's actually,
I just find it funny when they like use a function that's not obviously meant to be part of the game.
Fishing bait using clams, so worthwhile keeping that in mind.
I guess they were doing like an Instagram photo and the game just like captured it on their behalf. Still funny though when I see like the little capture thing.
Oh nice, got it.
During that Mario Maker 2 invitational I helped like the screenshot sound effect. Somebody accidentally pressed the screenshot button when they were like starting the level, I think. Alright. I'll watch the rest of this and see what the next game is, and then I'll probably stop. I don't think I'll watch the next full walkthrough or like deep dive of a game.
When you acquire a new item, that's something that like that you'll also be able to acquire.
But it depends on what the game is. There's a good chance that I'll watch maybe like 5 minutes of the next game's deep dive and then I'll stop watching this. Or I won't stop watching it, I'm just going to stop streaming it because again my commentary is not exactly the best during these.
At your disposal. So then when you have a chance to get together and play together, it might be, oh, you know, by the way, what have you been making? What did I find? This is how I got this recipe. But it's a nice way to kind of share that knowledge and information as you play.
そうですね。今日お見せ初めてアニマルクロッシングニューホライゾンお見せしましたけども、もうなんかだいぶできてるんじゃないかっていうふうに見えると思うんですけども、実は我々開発スタッフにはまだまだこれからやらなければいけないことがあります。
So as you can see, we've shown you some of the gameplay of New Horizons, and then you may think that a lot of this is close to being done, yet there's a lot of elements that we still want to work on.
2020年3月20日の発売日に向けて我々スタッフ一同頑張ってますので、もう少しだけお時間をください。
So I'm sorry to ask, but if you would let us work a little bit longer and release this game on March 20th, 2020, we would very much appreciate it.
Well, I can certainly say, based on the experiences I've had having a great time with this game in the office, it's very much worth the wait. So I know, folks, if you're fans of the game, it's hard to be patient, but it's coming together so beautifully. I think the hardest thing for me
Another thing to keep in mind about like games like this being delayed, you have to remember
it'll be soon.
There's this like crunch culture going on with like a lot of studios right now, where it's like people are trying to like crunch like crazy to get games out for deadlines, which is not exactly the most healthiest thing in the gaming industry right now. And I'm totally not like for that idea of like crunching. I think that's like an awful practice. I think Rockstar has been known to do that sort of thing for Red Dead Redemption 2 that came out recently. Like, even if the game is great, I don't wish for people to work themselves that hard to the bone against their will.
So thank you very much for your
because if they don't do the extra hours, then there's a very good chance that the company like kicks them out and then they can't work there anymore. And it's like a kind of a vicious cycle of like, well, I could make my life miserable to finish a product on time, or I could lose my job and I can't make any money, so I'm going to have to look for a new job. But yeah, I'd like to think that Nintendo is the company that doesn't really believe in crunch culture, and the fact that they've like delayed Animal Crossing in the face of like an E3 Direct where they said all games are coming out this year in this Direct. I think that's a smart thing for them to do. Like, I'm fine waiting another year and a half for the game to come out. Well, not a year and a half, my math is not so good, but I'm fine waiting until like March 2020 for that game to come out. November is like jam-packed with other shit right now, so I've got plenty of games to keep me tied over until then. So I guess we're going to see some Link's Awakening next. I'll watch a little bit of this and then I'm going to stop the stream. But yeah, totally against the crunch culture that's been going on. I think NetherRealm, the guys behind Mortal Kombat 11, also had a good bit of crunch for their game, which kinda sucks. So yeah, this is like the opening part of the game, where you get your sword. There it is. That's pretty cool. So I think it's just a straight up remake of the original, like tile for tile. I don't know if they're going to add any new dungeons, except for that one part where you can like make custom dungeons. There might be like a couple extra features in there to kind of like broaden how much there is in the game. Maybe the color dungeon from Deluxe will be in here as well, which was like a bonus that was in the Game Boy Color version of the game. I mean, Link's Awakening isn't that big of a game, really. I mean, it was a Game Boy game, so for like if you're playing it for the first time, it'd probably be about 8 to 10 hours, I would say. But it's a really good 8 to 10 hours. Maybe a little bit more than that, I'm not entirely sure. It's a relatively huge game for like an early Game Boy game, but it's also a relatively short game by today's standards. But I'm just happy to see that it's been like remade, because I do love Link's Awakening. Like one of my favourite games, absolute favourite games of all time, I would say. Nice to see the old NPCs like getting a nice redesign or like fresh coat of paint and stuff like in 3D and whatnot. Oh yeah, there's another cool thing about Link's Awakening. They've got like a trading sequence where you get like an item and you eventually find an NPC that wants that item for their own reasons, and then you give it to them, and then they'll give you a new item that's seemingly worthless, but then you find another NPC that wants that item and they'll give you something else. And it's called the trading sequence for that reason, because it's like you trade a seemingly useless thing for another seemingly useless thing, and it's just like a big chain of like tradings, and you eventually get something really cool once you've completed that. So it's kind of like a very long quest-long side quest of sorts. It's like one of the cool ideas that they had in this game that I don't think has really been done in that many Zelda games. I mean, I think some of the 3D games did it. Like, I think Majora's Mask had a trading sequence with, like, the masks. And I think, like, the other Game Boy Zelda games had a trading sequence of their own. What were the two? Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages? I think they had a trading sequence in there also. But yeah, it's one of those ideas that hasn't really been done that much outside of those games, as far as I'm aware. Also, what is this music? At least it's not copyrighted music. At least it doesn't sound like it. Just generic, stock, royalty-free music, I guess. So weird seeing this game in like 16:9 as well. And it's like the entire game is like scrolls around. It's not like you go from screen to screen like the old Zelda, which is bizarre, really, because I'm so used to like the old screen scrolling thing, where it's like each screen of the Game Boy represents like one screen that you can scroll across. Not in this game. This one, it's just like you can scroll the screen infinitely. Oh yeah, the seashells. Seashell by the seashore. I think I said that right. But yeah, I still want to do that retrospective for Link's Awakening Deluxe before this comes out.
Hi, welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live. I'm Dan Osen. I'm here with Audrey, Sam, Yoriko, and Mr. Aonuma. We are going to take a look at some live gameplay of the Nintendo Switch version of one of my favorite Legend of Zelda games, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. So,
here we go.
Sam, please go ahead and kick us off.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a fine choice for favorite game, Dan. As you can see right off the bat, this is a beautifully reimagined version of Koholint Island. It looks like a clay diorama come to life, honestly. There's a beautiful... Sorry, I had to break the pot. It's over now.
He's just chowing down on those bananas.
I know. But I love this beautiful tilt-shift visual effect we've got going. There's kind of an ethereal haze off on the corners of the screen. So it's just a really lovely reimagining of this classic game. And since we're lucky enough to have Aonuma-san here, I was hoping perhaps you could tell us a little bit about the creation of this art style and why it was chosen to reimagine Koholint Island.
本作でこのようなアートスタイルを選んだ理由などを説明していただけますでしょうか。
このゲームのオリジナルは
Yeah, it seems like a very much a faithful recreation of the original game.
ゲームなので、私はこのゲームは本当に一ユーザーとして純粋に楽しんだんですよ。
And so, actually, this game, I wasn't actually involved in creating it. I was just a player playing this game.
で、その当時ね、ゲームボーイで遊んでるわけですけど、このゲームボーイの小さなこの画面からその下にこう広い世界が広がってるみたいな、そんなイメージでずっと遊んでたんですけど、その感覚を生かす形でチルトシフトって言ってね、画面の上と下にこうちょっとボケが発生してますけど、ちょうどそのミニチュアのジオラマの世界を覗いてるみたいな、そんな感じのイメージになるように、グラフィックを考えてみました。
And so when I played it on the original Game Boy version, it was on this small screen, and it felt like a small world, but very vast as well. And so it was kind of had this tilt shift perspective, and so that's why I thought this miniature diorama-like art style would be perfect for this game.
It really is the perfect way to bring this world to life. And I didn't mean it. I'm sorry, Much. I didn't mean that. I only mean to hit Kukos.
Do we get to see the Yoshi doll in this?
So I disagree. We hard disagree on that point.
Yep, there's the Yoshi doll.
I'm going into the Chindy game shop here, and even fans who played the original game.
This game has a lot of Nintendo cameos in it, by the way.
Here, because there are actual, real crane physics going on here. So I'm going to try my best to get this Yoshi figure, but it's pretty difficult with the crane.
Yeah, the crane physics make this a lot more fun, I think.
And speaking of Yoshi,
it's looking good.
Oh, I might.
Oh, yeah,
am I going to pull it off?
It's looking pretty good. Oh,
no.
Oh.
That was so
That's kind of a cool idea to use the physics as well.
No, but speaking of Yoshi, that's not a face that you usually see in Zelda games. So since we have Dan here who worked on the original localization of the game, perhaps you could just really quickly, I want to ask Dan what it was like to see a Mario face in a Zelda game for the first time.
Well, I was surprised as anyone. I think the team was trying to create sort of an otherworldly atmosphere and bringing in some things that would make people kind of wonder, what's going on here. Yeah. And I think that adds to the mystery of the story and is really like a great feature of this game. And I think really makes it feel like a different world.
Yeah. You're not going to get that fucking heart now when it's lying down like that.
Like we said, this is a true... I'm going to try and get that heart one more time. I won't make people watch me fail over and over again.
I believe the purple rupee is worth 50, I think.
This really is a truly classic Zelda game brought to life. So I was hoping Aonuma-san could tell us what it was like returning to a more traditional Zelda game after working on The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I can see you can get the fucking Hylian shield in here as well, over your standard shield.
このゲームも26年前に作られたゲームなんで、
I don't think that's gonna work.
なかなかそれを遊べる機会も減ってきてたんで、いつかはリメイクしたいなとは思ってたんですよ。
And so the original Game Boy version was released 26 years ago.
I love the physics as well.
To get your hands on the original game. So I've always wanted to remake this title.
And we're so very glad that he did.
Yeah. I talked to a guy down.
じゃあなぜ今なのかっていうことなんですけど、やっぱりそのゼルダの今までの伝統的な遊びをこう変化させて生まれ変わったブレスオブザワイルドを多くの人に遊んでもらって、今だからこそこういうねまた伝統的なゼルダのゲームも新鮮に楽しんでもらえるんじゃないかなと思って今リメイクすることにしたんです。
And so why now, you might ask? It's just because we thought, well, Breath of the Wild broke the convention of Zelda, and now because a lot of people have played Breath of the Wild, they could go back to something a more traditional Zelda like Link's Awakening, and we hope that this gameplay will be fresh for people.
So that's a pretty cool idea, actually, to be like, yeah, we could show people classic games, but we can like re-envision classic games.
It's a brand new game. It's absolutely delightful.
I hope this also leads into Link to the Past being remade as well, because if that happens, I'll play that. I didn't grow up with Link to the Past. I only grew up with Breath of the Wild. I only grew up with this game, Link's Awakening.
vast trading quests.
I also
in the
played a
game.
little bit of
So I'm gonna go
Ocarina of Time growing up, but I
house
couldn't
with
get into that
Eva
game because I
looking
was
around. There's so
a
many
dumb
little
baby who
details
didn't
in
know how
this
to play
house. There's,
video
like,
games.
chopped up piece of fruit
But
on
yeah,
that
it was
cutting
my first
board,
real
all those
foray
little
into
beds
Zelda
in a
was
row.
Link's Awakening. That was the game that got me into the series.
I suppose if you want to get into the
Which
one
is
at the
why
very
I have a
end, you have to
fondness
get
for
in the
this game
first
more
one
than
and
any
just
other.
roll all the way over.
Absolutely. So before I do this lady a favor, I didn't mean to throw that at her baby.
She's holding a baby.
I didn't mean to throw that at her baby, but I'm doing her a solid here, so it's fine.
So this is the aforementioned trade sequence that I
break her pots,
mentioned. You
throw
pass the
things at her
Yoshi
baby,
doll,
and then give her a Yoshi
and then you
doll.
get something else,
Fair trade, I
and then you have to
suppose.
find someone else to give that to. So
And
yeah,
so in
the
exchange for that, I got
trading
a
sequence
ribbon, and
lasts
I
the
can
entire
exchange the
game.
ribbon
Like,
with
there's
someone
some
else in
people
this
who
world,
need
so
things that you can't see until like
everybody
late into the game.
wins.
So I know that Audrey touched on it a little bit earlier with Dan, but Dan, you did work
So
on
it
the
definitely
original
takes a while to
localization
complete
of
that.
this title. Yeah, and this world is filled with all kinds of different charming and quirky characters. And I was wondering if you had any particular favorite.
It's really hard to pick a favorite because there's so many. I was trying to think of a good answer for this, and the only one I could remember was that alligator named Sail.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is all you think,
Right?
I don't
There's
know why it
Marin.
stuck in my mind, but I just thought it was very funny that there was an alligator.
One
named
of the
Sail who
important
was
characters in
selling
the game.
things. But I'm curious what Aonuma-san's favorite characters are again.
青沼さんの一番好きなキャラクターは誰でしょうか？
はい、そこに今画面にいますけど、ワンワンっていうね。
They should show the fishing minigame. The fishing minigame is like not that far from here.
本当に
I want to see what that looks like.
ネタバレになっちゃうんであんまり言えないですけど、すごい活躍をしてくれて。
The fishing minigame is up that path up the north there, I
And
believe.
so, as you can see on the screen, my favorite character is Bow Wow. You know, he's kind of a maybe a familiar face.
Is
from
it
the
weird that
Mario
I'm so
series.
invested in
And
just
I won't go
watching
into
this
too much
remake
detail
gameplay
I don't
because
wanna go
holy shit,
spoiling everything, but,
it does
you
look
know,
nice.
I honestly hope that I could travel the whole world with Bow Wow.
That's a solid choice. And look, there's a little baby one.
Oh, yeah.
Adorable.
So yeah, there's like chain chomps in
And
this
so,
as well. There's, like
my
I said, there's a
favorite
bunch of
character
Nintendo
is
stuff,
actually Marin,
like
and I'm
Nintendo
gonna
cameos
go and
throughout
talk
this
to
game.
her right now.
If you saw the first trailer for the
story
remake,
actually, again, we're not
you
gonna
probably saw
spoil
like a
anything,
Goomba in
but
there.
Link is shipwrecked on this island, and Marin actually rescues him, and so then he has to go and try and find a way off of this seemingly
There's also like another
inescapable
cameo.
island
In
by
fact, there's
finding
like
the
2
8
cameos I'm
instruments of
looking
the
forward to
sirens
seeing
and
being
awakening the
reimagined in
Lungfish.
this game.
And Marin here
Which
is
I don't think
singing
we'll see in this playthrough
one of my
because it's like
all-time
much later in the
favorite
game you see
songs,
those
Ballad of
2,
the Windfish.
but
It's
I'm
an
looking forward
original
to seeing
song
them
from this game.
when I play this game.
It's absolutely heartbreakingly gorgeous.
So they said September, didn't they?
It
How many
really is.
months
I'm not
away
gonna
is that?
tear up
Let's see, we've
around
got June,
myself, I wouldn't,
July,
but
August,
it's really
September, so
beautiful.
3 months
I have to
away,
go
not
ahead
that
and
far.
grab this Kuko just to lighten the mood.
I'll be playing Mario Maker for like
But,
most of the 3 months anyway, so it's not like I'm in a rush to play this one.
Yes, Zelda's known for its music,
Yeah.
and this game is no exception. The music, the sound
Later this
design,
month, it's just going to
everything
be
is
Mario Maker
expertly
all day,
done,
every day.
as all Zelda
Well,
games are.
not literally every
And
day,
so
but it's going to feel like
one other
that.
thing I want to do here is I'm going to jump in a well, because that seems to me like a good idea.
Heart pieces in there, I think,
So there
if I
you
recall
go.
correctly.
And my brilliant plan paid off.
Yeah,
I
in
found
this
some
case, you're
hearts.
rewarded for it.
Yes. Don't try this at home, kiddos. So, we already asked about your favorite character, Aonuma-san, but there's so much to love about this game. Could you tell us what your favorite thing about this game is?
さっきこの今作で好きなキャラの話していただきましたけど、今作で青沼さんが好きなことは何でしょうか？
このゲームね、2D マリオのプロデューサーの手塚が作ったっていうこともあって、さっき言ったワンワンとかマリオのキャラクターがすごくいろんなところに出てくるんですね。
So, as many of you may know, Mr. Tezuka was involved in creating Link's Awakening, and so, as like characters like Bow Wow, you see Mario characters that usually aren't in the Zelda series.
であとダンジョンに横スクロールの画面が出てきたりとか、今までのね、今までというかこの後もそうなんですけど、ゼルダにない要素がたくさん入ってるとっても異色作なんですよ。
And so, a lot of the dungeons even have side-scrolling stages, which is again not very something you see often in the Zelda series.
あとキャラクターもすごく個性的で、ちょっと
I don't know if they've shown it yet, but I can see in the inventory they've got Rock's Feather already, which is like the first main dungeon item that you get. Basically lets you jump around. I reckon they'll show that off very shortly. They've also got the magical powder,
The characters also are very
which you get
memorable,
very early
they're
on.
lively, they're comical, but they also bring tears to your eyes, you know? And so,
I wonder if they've got a few dungeon items in stock that they can like switch to show.
To do when I was developing Zelda going forward.
Absolutely, and you may have seen a second ago, I was
also
using my
that guy
shield.
there,
I wanna point
Terran,
out
he kind of
that
looks like Mario.
A huge UI improvement of this game is that your sword, shield, things like your power bracelet, Pegasus boots are always equipped, which is a huge improvement on the original.
Okay, that's good.
That frees up your Y and X button for whatever else you want to equip, and it just makes things a lot easier.
I'm glad that your Pegasus boots, when you get them, you don't have to like manually bring them out of your inventory to use. Like, remember fucking, I don't know how many people played Link's Awakening, but do you remember Ocarina of Time, where you go into the water temple and you had to keep going into the fucking menu to switch your ion boots on and off? Yeah, it was kind of like that. It was really annoying.
And that's kind of interesting.
So yeah, the fact that you've got like a permanent way to like use that without going into your inventory screen, that's like a great quality of life change.
Tell you, but we're going to tell you a little bit later in this segment. Just a little bit of a tease. But I think I've explored Mabe Village enough, and I'm going to go ahead and show us a little something else.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
And now for something completely different.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, we're very, very
Guess we're gonna
excited
see
to
a
announce
dungeon now.
that the color dungeon is indeed in this version of the game.
Nice.
The color dungeon was first introduced in the DX version from the Game Boy Color.
I love the color dungeon.
This is the complete version of this. So, as I said, we're very, very happy to confirm that the color dungeon is in this game.
Right. Color maybe not quite as novel as it was on the Game Boy Color, but still really neat to see that all of the content.
Yeah, my first exposure to Zelda was the deluxe version specifically, which was the Game Boy Color port of the original Link's Awakening. So when I found out there was like a color specific dungeon and I managed to find it, because it's like a secret that you have to like discover yourself. So yeah, it's pretty cool that they're like porting this over as well. Well, not port, but you know what I mean, like just like remake this for this game.
So this is a puzzle. I'm not going to go too far into this dungeon. I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but basically you hit these switches and it changes the switches next to them. I've played this about 1 billion times, so I know what I'm doing here.
You know what to do here.
Yes. And I'm not going to go too much farther, but I would be remiss as a Zelda.
Do you know what the funny thing is? I remember how you get access to this dungeon as well, because it's like a sequence you have to input to get here.
It makes a different sound.
The sequence at a specific point of the game that you have to put in.
So I'm going to go ahead and do it justice.
Oblige.
Boom. And I'm rewarded with a room full of rupees, which is one of the best things
Is that
in
the
the
crystal
world,
hand
to
room?
be honest. I'm going to get them all.
Okay, thank you.
We can go about our business. Da-na-na-na. I'll stop being a nerd now and just get the rest of the rupees. All right, and that was all I'm going to show you of the color dungeon. As I said, it's just kind of a sneak peek, and now we're going to show you something that's brand new to the game. Take it away, Sam.
That's right. So we saw this in the Nintendo Direct. But there was a new little
the
that
new
was
dungeon
added
creator
to the
thing.
Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for Nintendo Switch. So just as the color dungeon was brand new content for the DX version, what we've got here for the Nintendo Switch version is called the Chamber Dungeon. And just to give you an idea of where we are in the world here, we're in Taltal Heights, and we're just slightly to the east here of this Moblin hideout. We see this new location. And this is something that DX players might recognize as being the camera HUD, but in this game, it's something brand new.
It looks like a shack.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like a shack, and it's filled with our friend Dampe here.
He was looking for an adventuring assistant, too.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Dampe was from
Ocarina
of Time, I think.
to ask Anuma-san about the introduction of Dampe into the world of Link's Awakening. He wasn't originally here on Koholint Island, so would you like to talk a little bit about what he's doing here and about maybe some of the inspiration behind the Chamber Dungeon?
ダンペの紹介とあとパネルダンジョンについてお話しいただけますでしょうか。
このダンペイさんって、時のオカリナから出てきてるキャラクターで、墓守の設定の人なんですけど、今回その人に新しく登場してもらって、そこでパネルダンジョンという新しい遊びを体験してもらおうと思います。
And so many of you may know Dampe was maybe in, I think, Ocarina of Time, and he was a gravekeeper there. But in this game, he's going to be the one that introduces you to the new game called Panel Dungeons, or Chamber Dungeons.
パネルダンジョンっていうのはそこまでクリアしてきたダンジョンの一部屋をパズルのピースのようなパネルにしてですね、それを並べることで実際のそのダンジョンがアレンジできるっていうそういう遊びで、そのお題をですねこのダンペイさんが出してくれるっていうそういう遊びになってます。
And so what are chamber dungeons? So they are where you can create your own dungeons. You complete a dungeon, you get pieces that you for each room that you cleared, and you could rearrange them to make your own dungeon. And so Danpei will be the one that introduces you to challenges in creating chamber dungeons.
でダンジョンもねユーザーがこう自分でアレンジできるって遊びは前からゼルダに入れてみたいなってずっと思ってたんですけど、誰もができるようにするために難しいこと考えなくてもできるパズルを解くような感覚でやるとそれを解くとダンジョンができるっていうね、そういう遊びにしました。
And so I've always wanted to create a way for players to create their own dungeon, but I didn't want to make it anything too hard. So just like a puzzle or solving a puzzle, I wanted to make this chamber dungeon easy enough for people to play and feel like they're solving a puzzle.
Yeah, that's right. And you can see here, so I've started a little bit of a dungeon arrangement here. And the way these chambers are arranged, up at the top here, they're categorized in depending on how many doorways they have. So you can see here, these are all chambers that have one doorway. These are all chambers that have two, etc. And then you can see they're further categorized into where the doorways are exiting out of the chambers. So a few things about dungeon arrangement in the chamber dungeon. You'll need to make sure that you have at least an entrance and a nightmare. Those are kind of the primary components of any dungeon. But also you'll want to make sure that all of the doorways are connected to other doorways. So you can't leave any of those just hanging or unfulfilled there. So you can see I'm starting to make a little bit of a dungeon arrangement here. And you might notice a few other things. So some of these chambers have icons on the underneath of them. And those give you an idea of the sorts of features that are available in this particular chamber. So you can see this one has a treasure chest, and this one has a staircase, and some of them have locked doors. If you're using locked doors, you need to make sure that you include enough chambers with treasure chests to supply enough keys for you to get through all of those locked doors. And the way those stairways connect is really fun, because what you can do is if you use stairways, they'll automatically create a sub-area that you'll have to go through between the two stairways. And that's one of those 2D side-scrolling sections that Anuma-san was talking about a little bit earlier. And you might see some fun enemies in there. But so this is like a Picross-like puzzle. So the chamber dungeon, unlike any other dungeon before, you arrange these yourself.
Caption is March 2020. Animal Crossing and Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out that month. So that makes sense. That's pretty cool.
Through your dungeon. So the challenge comes in two parts. The chamber dungeon can actually take a little bit of time to arrange. Like I said, it is a puzzle, so it takes some time to get through.
I love how social media just fucking blows up whenever a Nintendo Direct happens.
Just here.
I'll be wrapping this up very shortly. I'm just going to watch this Link's Awakening stuff and then I'm going to stop. I'm going to continue watching it off the stream. I just don't think this is good streaming material for me to like stream.
And you're very, very devious, so I'm sure that it's full of all kinds of terrible, awful things.
I seem to have a little bit of issue with the controller here. Let me try and get that sorted out. But while we're getting this figured out, I was wondering if Anuma-san could talk a little bit about the chamber dungeon and how it mixes up the gameplay for someone who has already played through the Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
このパネルダンジョンの追加で過去にゲームを遊んだ方でも遊んでない方でもどのようなプレーを期待できますでしょうか。
そうですね。オリジナルはを遊ばれた皆さんの記憶に強く残るそういうゲームだったと思いますけど、実はあんまりダンジョンのことは覚えてない人が多いんじゃないかなと思うんですけど。
So I know this game left a strong impression on many players, but honestly, I don't know if everybody remembers exactly how to play everything.
でこのパネルダンジョンってそのパズルを解くような形で感覚でそのダンジョンをアレンジするっていうお話をしましたけど、そこまで遊んできたダンジョンの記憶をもとにそれでダンジョンをこうアレンジするとですね、またちょっとこう面白いダンジョンが作れるんで、これをこう本編のダンジョンをクリアしながらこのパネルダンジョンも遊んでいくと、そのダンジョンの記憶っていうのはすごく強く残るものになるんじゃないかなと思ってます。
And so as I mentioned earlier, this is just like figuring out a puzzle. So if you go back to your memories of how you completed the dungeon and then play this dungeon as well, I think it'll leave a very strong impression while you play. And also, if you play this while you progress the main story, I think it'll even leave a stronger impression.
All right, so we've got this up here now, and you could see now that there's a little green check mark there next to the Fill Up Your Hearts challenge. Oh, I guess I should have explained that. This particular challenge, you needed to fill in every single one of the empty tiles with a chamber. And so this one I've already completed. You could see I've cleared it. And when you complete it, you get a
I was just
clear
checking a
time,
DM
and you'll
that you
see
sent
that
me.
that's
I'm going to have to
7 minutes
share
and
this.
42 seconds right now. And
So
one of the fun
Nintendo of
things that you
Europe
can do with
is
those
selling
clear
this
times
limited
is you
edition
can
of
challenge
Breath of the Wild.
yourself
Why do I keep saying
beat
Breath
your
of the Wild?
dungeon
You know what I
faster
mean?
and
Link's
faster.
Awakening.
Or you could
My memory is
challenge
shit,
a
and so is
friend
my
to
ability
see
to
if they
speak.
might
But
be
yeah,
able to
I'm
beat
gonna
your
have to buy
dungeon in a
this.
faster time. So I was wondering.
I'm not
if
really one for
Anuma-san-
collected editions, but I'm gonna fucking get
Would
this
you
one.
please play through this dungeon and
Shut
see
up
if
and
you
take
could
my
please
money,
beat my clear
Nintendo.
time?
Again, this is for Nintendo Europe. I don't know if this is going to be a promotion in Nintendo America. Hopefully, you guys can get this as well.
That's a big ask.
Because I know you couldn't get like that stylus thing for Mario Maker 2 for some reason. I don't know why they didn't do that over there.
But I'm not very good
But
at
yeah,
games.
I'm going to look out for that and pre-order it as soon as it
But
becomes
I'll do
available
my
over
best.
here, like for pre-order. Let's
This is
just
a
get rid of
great
that.
treat for
Thanks,
all
Steve,
of
for
us.
giving me the heads up.
Anuma-san, of course, has spent, I'm sure, many, many years thinking about the dungeon arrangement and the flow of a player's movements through a dungeon and about pacing the puzzles properly. So I'm really curious to see how he's going to get on with this dungeon where I've thought about none of those
how much
things.
time have you spent thinking about those things, Sam?
This was designed to torture other Treehouse members.
Apologies.
Yeah, the screen
I
still does like the
admittedly,
traditional screen-by-screen scrolling
some more
for the
devious
dungeons, which
elements
makes
here.
sense because they're like even
using
more
the map
focused on like
is
room-to-room
really
stuff.
an effective way to get through this particular dungeon.
まってますから、まずこういってここまで宝箱を開けるっていうのがいい感じですね。
So I'm gonna go through that route and try to get that key over there where you saw the cursor hovering.
Okay. He's calling his shots. I
He's
like
being
it.
strategic. I like
Oh yeah, I've not had much to eat today, so I will be getting something to eat shortly
these
once
guys
I'm
could
done
be really
watching
challenging.
this.
They're more like a timing puzzle.
And I'll continue
almost.
watching the
Trying
Treehouse
to
off the
defeat
stream.
them.
I just don't think I'm going to be
And as you
commentating
mentioned,
over this stuff.
since it times your completion, it's a real fun and terrible treat to try and best your friend's time
Right.
beating a dungeon.
But let's just say that I'm not disappointed with
He's doing
Nintendo
really well
showing
so
today.
far.
I
So
think
yeah,
they did a really good job with everything they
I
had
think my clear time again
on
was
show
like
for the
7 minutes,
presentation.
42 seconds. So he's on a really good pace right now.
Already got another
Most
key.
of E3 kind of felt disappointing up until Square Enix and Nintendo showing up to save the day.
This is almost like a randomizer of sorts. So these are all familiar rooms.
I wonder if you can like share your creations, like your dungeon creations
and,
with other people,
and
because that'd be
Dante will
cool.
create these chambers for you. And even though you know the puzzle, you may know the way through it, because they're all arranged in a completely different order, it's a new type of challenge.
Yes, and that really adds someone, even if you're
I wonder
somebody
if
who
this
has
is the only new
memorized
feature
every
to this
corner
game, or
of
if there's
this
going to be
game,
like one or
all
two
of
other
those
features that we haven't
dungeons,
seen
those
yet.
rooms become brand
Probably
new
like
when
at least one
you
more
or
thing
a
that they
friend
can
has
show
arranged them into something
close up to the
completely
game's
different.
release. Probably in the next
Quickly
direct in like a
dispatching
couple
all of
months.
those keys and finding yet another treasure chest.
This isn't
And
his
only-
first Zelda rodeo.
Yeah, apparently not. I think it's really funny, Anuma-san, that...
Oh, he knew about your devious tricks,
yeah,
Sam.
okay. I love using those spinning blades because usually when you walk into a room in Zelda, you're thinking about, okay, what kind of puzzle am I going to face here? What kind of, am I going to have a challenging enemy that I'm going to need to battle? But with those spinning blades, the challenge really is just walking into the room.
Really can shake your confidence.
Using
So
the
it
map
seems
again.
like the Guardian Acorn is still in this game.
じゃあこっちに行って
Yeah, I was saying earlier, I think it's really funny that that Anuma-san has Rock's feather on Y because the
correct answer, Sam.
Yeah. Oh, really? Well, in Breath of the Wild, the jump button was X, so I always put Rock's feather on X.
そうなんです。トラップはジャンプで受けれるんですけど、結構失敗するんです。
So you could, you know, avoid that enemy with jumping, but you know what? Sometimes you fail. So.
He's making really great time through this dungeon.
I love just pushing those enemies off the edge.
Right.
Get out of here.
He might just beat your time, Sam.
I'm thinking that's going to happen. So the chamber. Ooh. Yeah, this room is a little bit challenging. So yeah, those chamber dungeon challenges come in 2 parts, and you're going to have different conditions that you need to fill for those challenges, for both the arrangement portion of the challenge, but also through the adventure portion of the challenge. Oh, nice. Already. My goodness.
He's only at 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
I am. I'm kind of awestruck. I don't know. Oh no! All right, you've got it. There you go.
He's trying to make your time feel better, Sam.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's just delaying to try and make me feel better.
Oh, he's already at the boss.
Yeah, he's already at the nightmare.
Oh yeah, this is the second boss of the game.
And this is a really fun one.
Yeah.
I like this guy.
Yeah, this isn't your kind of standard hit him 3 times and you're done kind of boss.
Yeah, as we briefly mentioned, so all of the characters, the bosses, the NPCs in this game are so unforgettable,
Right.
so quirky.
I like how they kind of talk to you.
Yeah.
He's giving you a little clue about what to do here.
Got a bit of an attitude on that one.
But if I beat him, wouldn't it be a spoiler? Are we okay?
It's this is only for the boss of the second dungeon in the game, so I think maybe it's still early.
まあ2番目のダンジョンなんで、まあ大丈夫なんですけど。
Making quick
But yeah,
work
he's
of
making
him,
really
too.
quick work of it. But I really like the sequence. He's using a technique, actually, that I've never seen before. He's staying really close to the boss and then getting under the fireballs, which is not something that I've seen before.
I think the normal strategy is to get hit by lots of fireballs.
Right.
Yeah, that may be different from the original game, too, because this has more of a 3D feel to it. I don't
Right.
know, though.
No, that's
I
true.
can tell you for sure. It's been 26 years.
Oh, and
after all.
he's in the second phase.
Oh.
Nice. Oh, I didn't know you could hit multiple times there.
Am I doing pretty well?
He's doing great.
Well. すっごくうまいです。
I think you're making him angry, though.
Yeah,
He's got this. He's going to laugh at you, I think.
I was going to say, at this rate, he's going to shave 4 minutes off of my time. Goodness
I noticed how the boss's
gracious.
colour changed before he was dead. That's a nice little touch.
And that's how you do that.
Nice work. Nice work. And a new record,
Yes.
completely
Good job.
obliterating my dungeon clear time. Thank you so much for playing through that. I appreciate it.
schooling us
It
on
doesn't seem to
Zelda.
have tripped you up all that much.
Yes.
All right, well, we're running low on time for The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. But before we go, we had something really cool that we wanted to share with everyone. And
there we go.
Yes,
And it's
this
this
is
little guy here. It's a new amiibo for The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening.
Yes.
And he's
I'll
so
be buying
shiny and
that along
adorable.
with the fucking
and I'm
Steelbook
never letting
collected
him go.
edition.
Yes.
Just shut up, Nintendo, and take my money,
and melt
please.
your heart.
このアミーボ本当にゲームの中に出てくるリンクそのままなんですよ。これだけアミーボとそれからゲームの中のキャラクターが一致してるのって今まで初めてじゃないかなと思いますけどね。
So this might be the first amiibo where Link looks exactly like he's taken out of the game. He
Yeah.
looks just exactly like what he is in the game.
100%.
Absolutely.
Oh, he's adorable. So what he's going to do for The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening is he's going to add into the chamber dungeon what's called a plus effect. And the plus effects are layered on top of the chambers, and they add a new gameplay variant to what would otherwise be a familiar room. So what Link adds, the Link's Awakening amiibo here, what he adds is Shadow Link to your dungeon. And Shadow Link is not like a normal mini-boss where you fight him in a single room. He'll actually chase you through several different rooms.
Oh, wow.
So if you're playing through your own chamber dungeon and you add Shadow Link and you defeat him, you can earn a lot of rupees. So that's a great thing to do if you're maybe running low in the main game. But it's also a fun thing to do if you have someone else play your chamber dungeon like I had out on Umasan. I could have laid a little trap for him and maybe placed Shadow Link on top of one of those chambers. And there are other plus effects in the game that we might be talking about a little bit more later. And in addition to the Link's Awakening amiibo, there's also the other Legend of Zelda series amiibo will work with the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. But not just that, any Legend of Zelda character amiibo will work with the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. So
right,
if you have
cool. I've got a few
from
Zelda
the Smash
amiibos.
Brothers series, if you have Sheik or Ganondorf or something like that,
so
will
you
also work
don't
in this
need
game.
this, right, Sam?
No, I need it. Please don't. I have a hole in my heart already.
But yeah, we wanted to share this beautiful new amiibo with everybody.
I've got Wind Waker Link, and I've got the 4 Breath of the Wild champions.
All right. Well,
so that's the ones I've got. I've also got the Guardian, but I don't think that's out of the box.
We have a new trailer for a different game, and after that, we're going to see some live gameplay of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. So stay tuned to Treehouse Live.
All right, well,
thank you.
Ultimate Alliance 3 is coming up next. There's some Spyro. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Spyro coming out. I'm going to get that when it releases on Switch. Haven't you guys ever
seen a dragon before?
Right, so I'm just going to mute this for the most part because I've seen this trailer before. So yeah, that was pretty fun. I quite enjoyed that Nintendo Direct. Very strong presentation, a lot of good shit. A lot of stuff I wasn't expecting, especially that Banjo-Kazooie for Smash to top things off. Like, I never thought that was going to be a thing. It was always something that people were hoping to see, but I was just thinking in the back of my mind that it would never happen, and yet it did. That's the power of Sakurai for you. And then, of course, No More Heroes 3 being the big game to take away from that. That made me extremely happy. So yeah, more or less Nintendo saved E3 and then Square Enix backed them up a little bit because everybody else didn't really do a good job, unfortunately, this year. I mean, Microsoft was kind of okay, but not that great. So yeah, that's more or less the end of my E3 streaming coverage. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't think I'll stream again later tonight for games. I think I'm going to take the night off because I did a lot of streaming the last few days. But I will probably be back tomorrow